This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
Sweeping across the great state of Texas and in the suburb of Justin, the Friday Night Lights have been illuminated, ringing in the 2015 year of high school football. For some, it's a chance at redemption from last season. For others, it's their chance to prove themselves early on to earn a permanent role and a spot on the team. All we know is it's Friday night in Texas and Flower Mound football is on Champion Sports. Good evening, everyone. I am Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst, Cody Barfnick, as we bring you the first game of the season for the Flower Mound Jaguars as they are set to take on the Byron Nelson Bobcats right here at NISD Stadium. Flower Mound, of course, going 1-9 last season in the District 6A. Trophy Club Byron Nelson 3-7. Both teams looking for a clean slate, and what a better night to do it than on the first night of high school football season. Cody, I'll tell you what, I am really looking forward to this one, as both teams looking for a fresh start and also both teams looking to make a playoff berth this season.
Ryan, I'm looking forward to it as well, and I couldn't be happier to be with Champion Sports Radio. I know that both of us are in our first season with this station, and we are more than excited to be covering the Flower Mound Jaguars here in 2015. The biggest thing I'm excited for in this game is to see how each of these teams respond to their season from last year. They were both disappointed last year, as you mentioned earlier. Flower Mound only won one game. Byron Nelson went 3-7, and I know if there's one thing that Coach Brian Polk from Byron Nelson and Coach Dane Johnson from Flower Mound want to do is get 2015 started off on a positive note.
You know, you see a lot about a team and how they perform in the face of adversity, and I think that's what you have here for this Flower Mound Jaguars squad. You go 1-9 last season, and arguably one of the toughest districts, District 6A. You have teams of the likes of Allen Eagles, the Plano West Wolves, and powerhouses like that. You went 0-8 in district, and that was, while that's unfortunate, I think you learned a lot about your opponents, and I think you have a good idea of what you're going to face this season.
It's a huge motivating factor. As somebody, I was around high school football. I'm sure you were as well when we were in high school. If you have adversity, there's an old saying that says adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character, and I think both of these teams have a lot of character. And we got to remember, a big thing that was exciting about each of these teams' years last year is the game that they played against each other. This was a 42-35 game last year. Flower Mound was down 35-21 with about 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, fought their way back to tie it at 35, and then Byron Nelson broke their hearts late. There's great players on both sides of the ball in this game. Byron Nelson has an offensive lineman and defensive end combo in Kellen Dyche. He's an Arkansas commit. He's 6'7", 270, and runs under 5 seconds in the 40-yard dash.
Yeah, and you know, we'll go back to that game against Byron a little bit later on last season. First, I want to touch on the way Flower Mound ended their season last year with a shellacking from Plano West, 44-9. And while that game wasn't as close as it seemed on the scoreboard, you got to hand it to Flower Mound, as they weren't really playing for much except for school pride, and they went out there and gave it their all. Unfortunately, they ran into a hot Plano West team who, of course, had that running back committed to UCLA in the likes of Soso Jamabo. So you run into a hot Plano West team to end your season, and you got to believe they're looking for some vengeance against Byron Nelson tonight.
They're definitely looking for some vengeance. And one thing that you have to watch out for is there's fans still filing in here. One thing I want to point out is they definitely take football seriously here at Byron Nelson High School. The student section is already packed The band is still filing in. I still see traffic over there on 114, which probably has something to do with the low number of people on the Flower Mound side, but they'll show out tonight.
Just want to remind everybody, this broadcast of the Louisville Independent School District is sponsored by Strategic Direct Solutions, proud to be a senior-level sponsor of the Flower Mound Jaguars. SDS is a staffing partner that provides great talent to companies all across North America. Visit them on the web at sdsllc.com to learn more. Assure you have the best players in the world and the best positions on your team. Contact SDS today. And also brought to you by Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a family-owned and operated business that delivers the best and convenient medical care. You can sign in and find more information at rapidmed.com. Which Superior Sandwiches proudly supports Jaguar football. Visit Which off $24.99 in front of JCPenney for over 40 types of sandwiches customized by you with their unique bag ordering system. Which Superior Sandwiches. And by Nini's Design and the Mellow Mushroom, also brought to you by Whirly Ball, with 2 locations to serve you. Plano and Hearst leagues are forming right now, so visit them online at whirlyball.info. Also want to bring this program to you by In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. Call 972-851-7888 or online at incommandbroadcasting.com. By Point of Origin Design, a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. Online at pointoforigindesign.com. Jaguars football also brought to you by the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra and the new GDYO Jazz Institute. Enjoy a cultural experience with your family without breaking the bank. Visit gdyo.org for more information. Flower Mound Jaguars football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, on Twitter at Champion Sports, Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and online at ChampionSportsRadio.com. We'll be right back with some more pregame show for you.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500, extension 305.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which, we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow at Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports. and Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to NISD Stadium. Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst, Cody Barfnick, as we prepare to open up the 2015-2016 high school football game right here at NISD Stadium as Flower Mound is set to take on Trophy Club Byron Nelson in the first matchup of this season. The crowd slowly starting to come in. Big traffic jam I can see out far away on 114. Everybody trying to make their way into the stadium for this first matchup of the season. Both teams have headed into the locker room, and the staple of Texas high school football, the blow-up helmets, are inflated on the field. As always, Ryan Medlin alongside Cody Barfnick. I'm going to bring Cody in for a minute here as we talk about Flower Mound from last season, previewing this season. Obviously, we have nothing to preview this season yet because this is the first game. One of the big names not out there for Flower Mound this season, and it might be noticeable unless they decide otherwise, Logan Davis, starting quarterback last year for the Jaguars, had 298 attempts, completed 146 of those passes for 1,743 yards. Cody, how is Flower Mound going to survive without Logan?
Well, I think they're going to do a good job, and before we go into that, I just want to say this is such a great venue for high school football.
Oh, isn't it?
You got the best. You got the best of everything. The speedway's right there, the highway. There's fields, cattle in it next to us, and there's houses, everything like that. You can see everything from here. Flower Mound last season, their head coach is Dane Johnson, the offensive coordinator Scott Grantham, the defensive coordinator is Sam Harrison. They returned 25 lettermen from last year's team. They lost 42 to graduation. They were hurt by graduation. They've got 4 guys coming back on the offensive side of the ball and 6 coming back on the defensive side of the ball. You mentioned earlier only 1 win last year, 0-8 in the gauntlet that is District 6-6A with Allen, the Plano schools, and McKinney Boyd. It's been a rough couple of years for Coach Johnson. His first 2 years at Flower Mound, the Jags have gone a combined 3-17. But can they get it turned around in 2015? There have been incremental improvements, and it's not out of the question, especially with half a dozen starters returning on defense. There's several key players to watch in this game. Starting at defensive back will be a guy named Chandler Clatterbaugh. He's 6 foot 185. He runs a 4.6. He's got offers from San Diego State, Air Force, Army, and Navy, and he will do his best to shut down the passing game of Byron Nelson tonight, which they did lean on last year. One thing to remember is, like we said earlier, the game that these two teams played against each other last year. The big strength for Byron Nelson in that game was definitely their rushing attack. They had over 300 yards rushing. They did throw the ball well, as I mentioned before, but that's going to be up to defensive starters for Flower Mound, such as Connor Lee. He's only a sophomore. Robert Darnell, the linebacker, and Hayden Brewer, defensive lineman. They are definitely going to have to shut down the running game for Byron Nelson.
Connor Lee, of course, playing linebacker, starting tonight, the only sophomore starter on this roster. The rest are mostly seniors and a couple juniors thrown in there. Also watch out for Hayden Brewer. He's a player to look out for per Coach Johnson. Going back to that game a little bit last season against Byron Nelson, so they both started out even in the first quarter, both notching 1 touchdown, and then moved on to the second quarter where Flower Mound was able to get a little bit of an edge and shut out the Bobcats for a quarter there. Coming back from the half, did not fare well. The Jaguars didn't, as they went down 21-7 in the half, and then finally tied the fourth quarter 14-14, which eventually led to the loss of 42-35 for the Jaguars.
And that's going to be one thing that maybe kept Coach Johnson up at night last year, especially leading up to this game. Byron Nelson loses a first-team All-District, an honorable mention All-Area running back in Courtney Miles. Last year in this game, Courtney Miles had 28 carries for 300 yards. That is good for 10.7 yards per attempt and 4 touchdowns. I know Coach Johnson's happy to see him go, and I think he's going to be able to capitalize on that here in 2015.
Happy to see him go, and go we will to a break. Come back with some more thoughts on these Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schroff, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living, the number 4,
North is that way.
Zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to NISD Stadium. Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst Cody Barfneck on a beautiful 93-degree Texas night. This is what you live for high school football in the Friday Night Lights. It's the picturesque scene as the crowd slowly starts to come in. Both student sections noticeably full. Flower Mound lacking just a bit, but that could be the backup that we've been talking about on 114. You got a slight wind moving to the north. I don't think it should affect anything for the game tonight, but it should be interesting to see how that plays out. As the teams get ready in the locker room, we're going to get ready a little bit more and set you guys up for this first matchup of the season for the Flower Mound Jaguars and talk about their opponent in Trophy Club Byron Nelson. Byron Nelson finished second to last in District 5-6A, also a very tough district. Some would say not as tough as the 6-6A district, but still fairly strong district, and they went 3-7 overall in the season and 2-5 in the 5-6A district. 2-2 at home. That is something to note because technically tonight, even though we're not at Trophy Club Stadium, we are at their home stadium, so a 2-2 record at home. They finished the season with a 27-13 win over Keller Fossil Ridge last year, so they're coming off a win, and they're looking to add to that this year in the 2015 season. Player to watch tonight, Brandon Bowen. He is the defensive tackle. He's the 6th in area recruiting rankings. Cody, what do you expect from Trophy Club tonight?
I think they're going to get after Flower Mound the best they possibly can. I know they lost a big player last year in Courtney Miles, as we mentioned before. He had 1,344 rushing yards last year, 17 touchdowns, over 7 yards a carry. But they've got Trace Cox coming in, and he saw a backup to Miles last year. I think Byron Nelson will be just fine on the offensive side of the ball. The place to watch Byron Nelson, as you mentioned just before, is going to be the defensive side. They've got Brandon Bowen. He's 6'5", 225. Very, very quick side to side, and he's got quick hands. He runs a 4.7 40. He's got offers from Baylor and Oklahoma, so definitely higher end Big 12 talent. Quarterback is Preston Hare. He's 6 foot 190. He's quick. He runs a 4.8. And another guy to watch for this Byron Nelson offense is going to be offensive lineman Justin Self. He's 6'2", he's 270, he runs a 5'1", 40, he's very quick. He holds offers from Army, Navy, Stephen F. Austin, and Texas State. So there's going to be lots of Division I caliber talent on both sides of the ball for Byron Nelson.
Preston Hare last season had 209 attempts, 98 completions for 47% on the season, for a total of 1,317 yards, 13 touchdowns, and only notching 7 interceptions. So look for him to be careful tonight, as he only threw 7 all last season. I don't think he wants to start the season this year with throwing at least 1 or more.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big question for Byron Nelson. I think they're, in my honest opinion, I think they're going to be just fine in the trenches. In fact, they're going to be downright nasty in the trenches with Brandon Bowen, Justin Self, and Kellen Deich on the offensive side of the ball, who also may double as a defensive end rather in this game. If they can make enough plays on offense as well as defense, then I think it's going to be a special night for Byron Nelson.
Special night it is indeed, and we're going to take another short break. As we come back, the teams will take the field, and we're going to get things underway for this 2015 high school football season. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguars football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball, let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute online at gdyo.org/jazz.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Hi, and welcome back to NISD Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, the Byron Nelson Bobcats are filing into the inflatable helmet and tunnel, and not soon long after, we will see the Flower Mound Jaguars head into their respected tunnel as well. We are so close to kickoff, just about 6 minutes away from the first inaugural game of the 2015-2016 season, both teams in the Texas High School Football 6A District. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst once again, Cody Barfnecht, bringing you the first broadcast of the season for the Champion Sports Radio Network. I'm going to take you through some starting lineups here. First, we're going to start with the Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats. Starting at wide receiver, number 3, Pascal Mandambo. He is a junior, running 6'2", 175 pounds. At wide receiver as well, Tyler Milliken. He is also a junior, running 6'1", 170 pounds. And another wide receiver, Dan Goy, a junior, 5'11", 165 pounds. And wide receiver, senior Kyle Loving, 5'8", 160 pounds. At running back, beside the quarterback, Trace Cox. He's number 5 on the jersey, 5'7", 175 pounds. And behind center, number 12, quarterback from last year, Preston Hare, finishing off his senior season and getting things going. He stands 6'0", 195 pounds. On the offensive line, you have Kellen Deich, 6'7", 280 pounds. Louis Ramos, 6'2", 275 pounds. Justin Self, 6'2", 275 pounds. And Matthew Dotson, 5'10", 240 pounds. And also the sophomore, Tristan Vaitai, a sophomore standing in at 6'1", 290 pounds. Needless to say, he is a monster. Moving on to the offense of Flower Mound. At wide receiver, the senior, Brendan Alves, wearing number 2. Number 6, Jack Sikora at wide receiver. He is also a senior. Number 7, Dylan Gorlick at wide receiver, also a senior. And finishing off things for the wide receivers, number 16, Dylan Tillotson, also a senior. A full senior staff for the wide receivers. Beside the quarterback tonight, number 43, Chase Limke at running back, a junior. And then behind center, the new quarterback, Noble Newton, number 17, the quarterback. On the line, number 52, Balin Smith. Number 57, Ty Neighbors. Number 58, Blake Watson. Number 61, Carter Severson. And number 65, Duke Carrillo. And ladies and gentlemen, the Flower Mound Jaguars have taken the field for the 2015-2016 High School Football District 6A season. The Flower Mound crowd slowly filing in once again. Their student section looking a bit weak, but I have a feeling that will change.
It definitely will change. Byron Nelson getting ready to take the field. Their student section, it's been a long time since I've seen a student section this big. They really, really are serious about their football at Byron Nelson. They have some slick all-black uniforms on with blue numbers. That's one thing. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see their numbers, but we'll definitely do the best we can.
That does make things difficult. Doing a slow walk out through the tunnel is Trophy Club Byron Nelson. Maybe an intimidation tactic, I'm not quite sure. Will they pick up the pace to get through the banner? I sure hope so, or we could be in for an interesting pregame.
Yeah, they're shooting some T-shirts off. They got their band. I mean, it's a great atmosphere here right now.
Yeah, and it is official. They are through the banner, and both teams have taken the field for the first game of the 2015-2016 season. The helmets have been deflated, and it's time to get the serious face on as it is game time. Right here in Justin, Texas, the Flower Mound Jaguars and the Byron Nelson Bobcats. Cody, I think we're in for a real treat tonight as the captains take the stand out in center field.
Yeah, we've got captains for the Byron Nelson Bobcats going from left to right. The quarterback, Preston Hare. Chris Osandu, he's going to be over on the defensive side of the ball, number 33. We've got number 47, Luke Livingston, and then Justin Self, the big offensive lineman, number 65, sorry. Lining up for the coin toss right now, we've got the captains on the field for Flower Mound as well. Number 4, Devin Coleman, the wide receiver defensive back. Number 5, Freddie Jackson, a senior wide receiver defensive back as well. Number 62, Chris White, a senior offensive lineman. And number 45, Robert Darnell, a senior running back and linebacker combination.
The official moving the teams to their respected line. Let's see if we can listen in and hear how this call goes.
Flower Mound has won the toss, and they will defer their choice to the second half. And I believe the Bobcats will receive and will defend the south goal to start this game.
Coaches quickly shuffling around, figuring out how they want to approach the start of this game. Both teams meeting at the center to shake hands. And we're about to get things underway here in Justin, Texas. Captain's heading back to the sideline. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break for the national anthem. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox. Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShockboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
The coin has been flipped, the teams have taken the field, and the national anthem rung over the stadium speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing left to do but kick that ball into the 2015-2016 season as we get things going here tonight in Justin, Texas, here at NISD Stadium. Once again, the Flower Mound Jaguars opening up their 2015 season against Trophy Club Byron Nelson. Both partake in the District 6A for Texas State High School football. One a 6-6A competitor in Flower Mound and the other a 5-6A. Both very strong districts. Should be a good test for both teams tonight. And Trophy Club Byron Nelson takes the field with returner number 3, Pascal Mandombo, back there as he awaits Flower Mound to line up on the field.
Mandombo definitely is a speedster. Flower Mound is going to have to watch out for him, and I'm not sure if the officials got this mixed up with the coin toss, but we have Byron Nelson on the field defending the south goal and defending the north goal, rather, and Flower Mound kicking off from the south. They had it the other way around when they were on the field for the coin toss. Teeing up the ball for Flower Mound is going to be number 36 kicker Josh Grant. He's a junior, and he had a big leg last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get underway here. Grant moves to the side. When we're all set to go here, kickoff time, 7:32, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for some high school football in Texas. A short little loft kick over to the left side of Trophy Club Byron Nelson. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to apologize. It is black jerseys with dark navy blue numbers.
I think it's actually black jerseys with black numbers.
It's going to be tough for us to see. We're going to do the best we can as the Trophy Club Byron Nelson team is set to take the line for their first offensive set of the season.
You'll see Flower Mound operate out of the 3-4 defense, something that hurt them last year against Byron Nelson with Courtney Miles at running back, but it'll be interesting to see how it pays off for him tonight.
Trophy Club Byron Nelson heading off to the field. Preston Hare in the shotgun formation. Pistol to the left would be Trace Cox. Snaps the ball. Oh, it's a miss snap. He's scrambling back and has to take a knee before number 10, Bailey Smith, gets on him.
That's not the way Byron Nelson wanted to start this game at all. It seemed like it was almost directly in between Cox and Hare. I'm not sure if it was meant to be a direct snap or not, but it backs up Byron Nelson.
Trophy Club Byron Nelson on their own 22, second down. I formation trips receivers to the right. Hare gets the ball, hands it off to Trace Cox. Trace Cox up the middle, not able to make too much ground. Gained maybe a yard on the play before being brought down.
I think that was number 50, Hayden Brewer. They just absolutely buried him just right at the line of scrimmage. Not a very big gain at all for Byron Nelson.
Byron Nelson seems to be kind of stunned a little bit here in the beginning of this game. They're going to go with 3 receivers out to the right once again as Preston Hare lines up in the shotgun position. Trace Cox to the left of him in the pistol formation. Receives the snap, looks to his left, throws the ball out to Cox. Cox catches it and brings it down, stays on the line before being brought down at their own 30. Unfortunately, not going to be enough for a first down, actually quite short of it. And the punt team will come out for Trophy Club.
And that's your sophomore linebacker right there, number 44, Connor Lee. Very good sideline-to-sideline speed. And just to mention, Kellen Deitch, the left tackle, the big-time prospect, the Arkansas commit for Byron Nelson, was absolutely abused on that play by the defensive end. That was Hayden Brewer as well.
In the punt formation, number 24, Hayden Mason Shank, back to make the punt. How do you like that? Your kicker's last name is Shank. I heard his reputation, though, talks otherwise as far as his kicking ability. The punt is off, and back to get it. It's going to bounce to about the Flower Mound 31 before being tagged down by Trophy Club. And now we're going to see our first taste of the Jaguar offense of this brand new 2015 season, Cody.
That was Chandler Clatterball back there, the deep man to receive for Flower Mound. He gave a little bit of a thought to it seemed like, but just too many pursuers for the Bobcats. They'll operate out of the spread formation. A big thing to watch for Flower Mound is going to be number 17, the quarterback, Noble Newton. He had 3 guys ahead of him on the depth chart last year, lost them all to graduation, but he definitely earned the starting job in the spring.
Jaguars offense takes the field. They're going to go dual receivers to each side, with Noble Newton being the only guy in the backfield for the Jaguars in the shotgun formation. Ball is snapped. He moves over. Oh, it's a pitch to behind him. Big throw. Oh, and unfortunately incomplete. Jack Sikora picked up the pitch and threw the ball out to, I believe, number 2, Brendan Alves. Unfortunately, threw it over him just a tad and not able to make the completion.
And Alves had him. Alves was open. Newton had him on a go route, and I don't see how there wasn't a flag there. Flower Mound fans aren't happy right now.
Noble Newton takes a step, moves to the left, has a block. He's going to try and take it himself. He gains about 4 yards before being brought down by the defensive tackle, Logan Sloninger, pardon me, and that'll bring Flower Mound to their own 35, third down, 6 to go.
That was an excellent lead block by Duke Carrillo, number 65, an offensive lineman. He's a junior.
Noble takes the snap, tries to get it to Jack Sikora once again, but throws it behind him. Unfortunately, not able to connect. Tried to do a little slot pass. Unfortunately, that's going to bring up 4th down for the Jaguars. And we're going to see the punt team out there for Flower Mound.
He had a good look. He had Sikora open on the slant. He just threw it too soon. Akel Beard, number 33 for Byron Nelson, was the defender on that pass.
About to see this punt team for the first time this season. Both teams having quick 4-down drives. Unfortunately, none of them able to make any progress. Punts up in the air. Back to receive is Dan Goy. He doesn't make it far before being brought down at the 32, their own 32, by none other than Bailey Smith, I believe.
Bailey Smith, and I believe Dylan Tillotson, number 16, the linebacker. I think he was in on that combination. He got hit hard. Goy definitely is probably shaking some cobwebs after that one.
About to get our second look at this Trophy Club offense.
There's big number 74, Tristan Vitae. We talked about him in the pregame. He's the massive right guard for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Tristan Vitae definitely big. And we're about to get our second taste here of some offense from the Bobcats. Pistol formation to the left, hands it off to Trace Cox. Trace up the middle, does not make it, but maybe not even a yard. May have lost a yard actually on that one before being brought down by number 44, Connor Lee, the linebacker. The sophomore linebacker, the only sophomore starter on this Flower Mound defense.
It looked like Hare may have checked out of that play. Number 25, Zachary Roberts, an outside linebacker, was showing blitz. He looked like he may have audible out of the play.
Preston Hare, also pistol formation, trips receivers to the right, pistol to the left. Oh, it's a miss. Oh, it's a miss handoff to Trace Cox. He tried to get it to him, dropped it before Trace able to move over, and he's touched by number 44, Connor Lee, once again, before having to... Oh, that was just a mess. It's kind of what you saw in the first snap of the drive. Unfortunately, the pressure of the Flower Mound defense has just seemed to be too much for Preston Hare.
I don't know if there's a miscommunication between himself and Cox, but Hare was not happy with his running back after that snap.
Dual receivers on each side. Cox to the right of Hare. Hare drops back to the pass, tries to move it. Not sure who he was going to there. As wide receiver Kyle Loving moved maybe just a bit too quick on his route. And once again, it's 3 and out for the offense of the Bobcats, and their punt team will take the field.
I think if you're Coach Dane Johnson and your defensive coordinator Sam Harrison for Flower Mound, this has to be encouraging, especially after what Byron Nelson did on offense against you last year. 2 3 and out to start the game is definitely what you want to see from your defense.
Last year's game against these two teams both had high scoring totals, so yes, defense will be a key element in this game. Back to punt is number 24, Mason Shank. He seems to have lost his towel. Either that or he's marking it as his punt territory. I'm not entirely sure. Punt is away. And that's going to be caught by punt returner. That is number 15 for the Flower Mound Jaguars.
That's Chandler Clatterbaugh, I believe.
Chandler Clatterbaugh. He gets to about their own 47. They're going to call it 48 on the scoreboard. At your own discretion, pick which one you would like to choose. And the Trophy Club Byron Nelson defense already on the field.
Somebody we're going to be able to watch here for the Byron Nelson defense, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of him the first possession, is the defensive end Brandon Bowen. He's a 2-time All-District. He plays both ways as a wide receiver. He has Baylor and OU offers, and he is big at 6'5", 240 pounds.
Noble Newton in the shotgun position. Chase Limke behind him. He fakes. Oh, he actually gives the handoff to Limke. There is a flag on the play, and it is blown dead.
I believe they're going to get Flower Mound for either a false start or an illegal shift.
Looks like an illegal shift from what I saw.
Let's see if we can hear the official.
False start. You called it, Cody. A false start on Flower Mound. That's going to set them back a few.
I think they're going to get number 57 rather. I think that's Ty Neighbors, the left tackle, or left guard rather, for Flower Mound. They got him being a little bit too antsy on that play.
Seemed like a miscommunication error there. He thought to go, and that was not the case. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Noble Newton. Chase Limke lined up behind him. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff, passes it over to Dylan Gorlick. Gorlick trying to move. He's fighting. Gets to about the 48 before being brought down. And unfortunately, he's still going to be about 9 yards shy of the first down, bringing up second and 10 with the ball on the 48.
Just a little bubble screen pattern there. He got the ball to Dylan Gorlick very quickly. Brendan Alves just was not able to hold his block on the outside, or else that may have gone for a first down for the Jaguars.
Flower Mound taking their time a little bit in hopes of not getting another penalty. Trips receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Alone in the back is Noble Newton, gets the snap. Moves the ball up the field, pass to number 6, Jack Sikora. He makes the catch and able to get the first down and some more, as he's now into Trophy Club territory on the Trophy Club's, looks like 36.
He was absolutely level after the catch. That was number 8, I believe, Joe Grootman, the outside linebacker for Byron Nelson, 6'1", 195, first team All-District last year.
They're going to spot that ball at the 40 for the Jaguars. Making some defensive shifts is Trophy Club. Hands off the ball to Limke. Limke brought down, not even a yard gain, no loss. That was a handoff to the right to Limke, and unfortunately, a Trophy Club defender there waiting for him.
I believe just the play before, they're actually making a substitute at running back right now, number 32. You got that pronunciation earlier.
Yes, it is Ifani Uzawahi.
Yes.
The junior running back. Looks like Noble Newton lines up in the shotgun. Behind him is Limke. Makes the pass over to number 2, Brendan Alves. Alves looks like he gets the first down before being brought down at the 30. It doesn't look like they're moving the chains, though, so it looks like they're going to give it to him a little short. Ball spotted at the 29, 1 yard shy of that first down, bringing up 3rd down and 2 to go.
Out goes Brendan Alves. Back in becomes Ifani Uzoe at running back, and that was just a little corner route, and Newton did a good job of looking up the safety on that last play.
Uzawahi behind Newton. Newton hands it off. No, he doesn't. He fakes it. Moves it over to number 43, Chase Lemke. Lemke brought down. That's going to be close. If so, he got it by a yard.
First down. They are marking it first down.
They're going to give him the first down. Ball on the 28. First down for the Jaguars.
And Brandon Bowen, the defensive end for Trophy Club Byron Nelson, beginning to make his presence felt. He was in Newton's face on that drive and may have gotten a hand on the ball before he got it to Lemke.
Uzawahi still out there in replacement of Chase Lemke at running back behind Noble Newton. Gets the snap, hands it off to Uzawahi this time, and unfortunately only gains about 4 yards. But you know what? Bringing up 2nd down, I think that's where you want to be.
He was brought down by number 33, the middle linebacker for Byron Nelson, Akel Beard. 6'2", 220. He's a senior. He has Baylor interest, and he was an all-district pick last year in District 5-6A.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, apologize if we're a little slow on the numbers for Trophy Club. They're wearing dark black jerseys with even darker blue numbers as Noble Newton lines up in the shotgun with Uzawahi behind him. Takes the snap, rolls to the left. He's going to take it himself for about a 1 yard gain, bringing the ball to the 25 in Trophy Club territory, just 5 yards short of the red zone, bringing up 3rd down with 7 to go.
Just a little bit of an option play that time to the near side of the field. Newton was looking for running room, and number 58, his right guard, Blake Watson, the junior guard, was pulling around the edge and just couldn't contain Brandon Bowen, the defensive end.
We have Connor Lee now lining up behind Noble Newton. They're kind of just throwing everybody back there today, trying to get everybody some reps in before district comes around, I guess. Newton takes the snap. Rolls to the right. He's got pressure on him by Trophy Club. Oh, excellent block by number 44. And he's going to get just a yard shy.
Well, he's right at the sticks. They're probably going to have to
of the first down. I think they're going to bring the chains out. What an excellent block by number 44, Connor Lee, as Noble Newton was facing a bunch of pressure, giving him the space he needed to get those yards, bringing up 3rd down. Oh, they're going to give him the first.
They are going to give him the first down, and that's something you see you may actually get flagged for in college, in the college or NFL, in the NFL ranks, because that was definitely a crackback block by number 44, Connor Lee, on Brandon Bowen.
Newton alone in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left. He's moving into motion. Oh, no, fumbles the snap. He's able to pick it back up, though. Rolls out to the right. He's looking. He's got pressure on him from Trophy Club. He's dodging tackles all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. There's 4 tackles dodged before gaining a yard on that play. What an effort by Noble Newton, facing 3 Trophy Club defenders and able to scramble out of it to the right before being brought down at the 19-yard line.
That was what you call a Division I effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Noble Newton, he was met by at least 5 or 6 tacklers from Byron Nelson and still managed to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Flower Mound waiting to receive the call from the coach. Newton informing everybody about what's about to go down. Uzawahi lined up behind Newton. He gives the ball to Uzawahi. Uzawahi not getting far before being wrestled down and a Trophy Club defender losing his helmet. I believe that's number 47, Luke Livingston. He's going to have to come off due to the UIL rule where if you lose your helmet on a play, you got to move on to the next player for the next play. It looks like Uzawahi is going to keep in the running back position for a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. Seems to be the go-to choice right now, and we knew that coming into this game. Newton lines up behind center with Uzawahi behind him. He's going to hand the ball off. No, he's not. He's going to fake it. Oh, he did give it to Uzawahi. Faked me out. And they're going to bring the ball to the 10, just shy of the first down, 4th down, and they're going to have to – are they going to kick a field goal?
I'm not sure if they're going to bring – I haven't seen the field goal unit yet. Dane Johnson may be pondering, but I think they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it. In fact –
here comes the field goal unit.
It was a fake out. They didn't want to risk it this early on, I guess, Cody.
Dane Johnson thought about it, but I think getting points on the board is going to be the most important factor here.
So we have out to kick. I believe that is, I want to say Josh Grant.
Yes, it is Josh Grant.
So he's going to kick. He's the junior kicker. And that kick is good. 3 points on the board for Flower Mound. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break here and come back with the kickoff. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are back at NISD Stadium. Flower Mound getting the field goal on the last drive, and they have kicked the ball off to Trophy Club. About 2:36 remaining in the first quarter. Finally on the board is the Jaguars. They lead 3-0, 2:36 to go in the first quarter.
Flower Mound had a fantastic drive right there. They started at the Byron Nelson 25-yard, or at their own 25-yard line, rather. They go 75 yards. And even though they ended the drive with a field goal, that's definitely going to be a big confidence booster for Flower Mound.
Preston Hare is going to line up with Trace Cox to his right. Dual receivers on both ends. Flower Mound showing a blitz. Will they proceed with it after showing? No, they won't. They're going to hold back. Hare over the pass to Cox. Cox just above his head. And it looks like they're going to call it down. Incomplete pass. Flower Mound tried to go for it to see if they could get some luck. But that's just not going to happen. That ball went over Trace Cox's head. He stands at 5'7". Unfortunately, I don't think a 6'1" could have caught that.
Yeah, I would have had trouble catching that pass, but I think the argument from the Flower Mound sideline for a moment was that it was actually a lateral pass, but they're going to give him an incompletion.
Hare lines up with Cox to his right in the pistol formation, dual receivers to each side. Once again, Flower Mound showing some antsiness on the line. Hare throws it over to the inside receiver, number 2, Dan Goy, and he's going to get to about the 41, just shy of the first down. They're going to spot that at the 43, and they're going to give him the first down. I believe that was a pretty generous spot.
It definitely was a generous spot. It looked to me like he was about 2 yards short. He was hit hard by number 15, Chandler Kleiderball, but it's a 1st and 10 regardless for the Bobcats.
And they're going to move those chains pretty quickly as Hare lines up behind center with Cox to his right. Dual receivers once again. Fake handoff. Hare's going to take it himself to the right side. Tries to find a hole. He squeezes through to the 30, to the 20, before coming out of bounds at the 18. Preston Hare goes for a run, which he's been known to do as of last season, and he's going to get a tremendous drive there, Cody.
He is, and I see a flag down at the 30-yard line. I think they're going to get, I want to say, number 50 for Flower Mound. That's Hayden Brewer. There was a little bit of extracurricular activity going on down near the near sideline, and they're going to get somebody for a personal foul.
The Trophy Club coach is trying to figure out what's going on.
It is going to be a personal foul against the Jaguars. I believe it was Brewer, number 50.
I think so, too. I believe I saw him having a little scramble down there, and that's going to drive him back even further.
And he's going to get subbed out now. So coming in for him is going to be number 45. That's Robert Darnell.
That ball is going to go on the 8-yard line. Flower Mound backed themselves up into a little bit of a pickle here.
Another sub for Flower Mound. I see down on this near side defensive end position, number 73, David McHale, the junior defensive end.
They're deep in the red zone, the Bobcats are, as Preston Hare lines up in the pistol formation with Cox to his right. 3 receivers on the left side, heavy, and 1 on the right. Hare takes the snap, moves to the right, scrambles. He's going to take the ball himself. He tucks it before being brought down at the 3-yard line by number 45, Robert Darnell, the senior linebacker. They're going to spot it at the 4. And even closer, the Bobcats come to getting a touchdown.
This is where that big offensive line for Byron Nelson is going to impose their will. They average 6'3" and 272 pounds. A lot of that is Deitch, but they are a big unit out there.
Hare lines up pistol formation. Cox to his right. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. He's going to hand the ball off, and he's going to make it in. Touchdown Trophy Club as Trace Cox, the 5'7", 175-pound senior running back, runs it in to put the Trophy Club Bobcats on the board and notch 6 points. Unfortunately, Cox there able to find a big enough hole where he was able to squeeze through untouched.
Just a direct handoff right up the middle for Byron Nelson. The big play on that drive, obviously, the 51-yard rush by Preston Hare and the 15-yard personal foul penalty for Flower Mound that put the Bobcats in the red zone.
Holder Kyle Loving, number 6 out there, and kicker Mason Shank, number 24, set to get the extra point to notch this game to 7-3. Here's the snap, the hold, and the kick is good. Trophy Club gets on the board with a touchdown and notches the field goal. It is 7-3, the Bobcats, with 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
7-3 Bobcats with 1:20 remaining in the first quarter after a magnificent drive down the field for Trophy Club. Trace Cox running in the touchdown, about a 5-yard run to get the 6 points. We'll get set to kick things off here towards the end of the first quarter. Kicker Mason Shank back to make the kick for Trophy Club. He lines up, gets set, raises the arm, as most kickers will do, and slowly takes a stroll to the ball. The kick is up, and back to receive it is I
think that's Brendan Alves, number 2, and he is hit hard quickly. I want to say that is number 3, I think, with Pascal Mondambo for Byron Nelson, was actually on kick coverage there.
Brendan Alves bringing the ball up to the 20-yard line is where they're going to spot it to get this drive going here for Trophy Club. For Flower Mound, I apologize. Defense already out there for Trophy Club, trying to calm things down a bit and maybe hold on to their lead for just a bit longer.
Some interesting notes on the Byron Nelson defense. I already mentioned Brandon Bowen, the nose tackle, number 53, Logan Sloniger. He throws shot put on the track and field team. And the defensive end, Luke Livingston, he runs a 4.9 40, and he's very quick for a big guy at 6'2", 240.
Noble Newton back in the shotgun. Uzawahe behind him once again. Double receivers to the right and one on the left. He's going to hand the ball off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe's going to lose 2 yards on the play before being brought down by 3, I count them 3 Bobcats defenders.
That was a heck of a play by Mr. Division I on defense himself, Brandon Bowen. He did a really great swim move to get past number 61, Carter Severson, the right tackle for Flower Mound, and there was nothing doing on that run play for the Jaguars.
Newton alone in the backfield in the shotgun position. Chase Lemke out to his left just a tad behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to take the snap, throw the ball over to, I believe that was number 16, Dylan Tillotson, and he's going to make the catch for a gain of 3.
No, number 7, Dylan Gerlich, was split out wide as well. Alves is the slot receiver at the top.
Dual receivers to each side. Newton.
We also have a change at quarterback for the Jaguars. Zach Welch, number 8, just subbed into the game. Not sure if something's wrong with Noble Newton.
Zach Welch throws the ball away after feeling the pressure of the Trophy Club defense.
Yeah, he got pressure by Brandon Bowen. I'm trying to see down to the Flower Mound sideline if they're examining Noble Newton or anything of that nature. I can't see anything, or if Coach Dane Johnson just wanted to experiment with his other guys a little bit.
Looks like Welch is going to remain in the game. Welch, a junior for Flower Mound. He's going to have dual pistol to the right. No receivers. Oh, sorry. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It was
Yeah.
a punt.
They're punting the ball. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves
This
here.
quarterback situation got me really screwed up.
That's a heck of a punt right there.
Punt to the 4-yard line before being brought up just a tad.
That was number 22 for Flower Mound, Anthony Smith, the senior defensive back who ran down Dan Goy.
Excellent punt there by Flower Mound, and they're not going to have much room to work with. And that's the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Your score, the Trophy Club Bobcats 7 and Flower Mound Jaguars 3. You're listening to the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
First quarter is in the books. The Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats lead the Flower Mound Jaguars 7-3 off a touchdown by Trace Cox late in the first quarter.
A little bit of a stat rundown for you in the first quarter. It's been an even game so far. Byron Nelson with 51 total yards to Flower Mound's 58. The big strength has been the running game for Byron Nelson so far. 7 for 45. Flower Mound only 9 for 20.
Trophy Club's going to have the ball on the 7 after a magnificent punt from Flower Mound. And Preston Hare has a pistol formation to his left. Dual receivers seem to work really well for him the last drive. Hands the ball off to Trace Cox. He tries to go up the middle, but unfortunately that hole is clogged. He's only going to get about 2 yards on the play.
That was a host of tacklers there by the Jaguars. I think the first contact was made by number 40. That's Colton Pennington, the senior linebacker. And there was not much going on for Trace Cox on first down.
They seem to stick with this 2 receivers to each side, pistol to the left formation. This was the formation that led them to a touchdown on their last drive. Hare takes the snap, fake hands off to Cox. Pass over to number 3, Pascal Mandambo. Number 11, Tyler Milliken. And he's going to get the ball to about the 48 before being pushed out of bounds by number 5, Freddie Jackson.
That was an unbelievable pump fake by Preston Hare. He absolutely fooled the defensive back Bailey Smith for a great pickup on second down.
Trophy Club moving quick, hands the ball off to Trace Cox. Hare does. Cox moving up the middle. He's going to get about 4 yards before being brought down at the 44.
I think Robert Darnell, number 45, the senior linebacker, made first contact. This is one thing we were a bit worried about in the pregame was the tempo of Byron Nelson going to get to the Jaguars.
And Byron Nelson has seemed to up that tempo as they're already ready to go. Second down, 6 to go. Hare in the backfield, pistol formation to the left. Dual receivers, hands the ball off to Cox. Cox moves to the right side. He gets brought down by number 45, Robert Darnell, at the 47. And they're going to be just shy of the first down, third down.
They may call Darnell's name a lot. He's kind of been all over the field so far. He's been shifted to the left side, the strong side. He's been shifted down to the bottom in our booth, which is the weak side of Byron Nelson's formation, and he was flying in on that play.
Once again, dual receivers to each side, pistol formation with Cox to the left of Hare. Hare lines up in the shotgun, ready to take the snap, and he does. Fake handoff to Cox, moves over to the left, peeling out to the left still. He's got pressure, makes the throw, and it's deflected by number 5, Freddie Jackson. Pass intended for number 11, Tyler Milliken. Excellent job there by Freddie Jackson, knocking that one down, bringing up fourth down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play. He had number 15, Chandler Claterball, the defensive back, in on double coverage, but that is going to be a big-time step up for Flower Mound if they can get off. Well, I say if they can get off the field, but the offense for the Bobcats is still out there.
They're going to go for it on fourth down. 3 yards to go. Can the Jaguars hold that line? Pistol formation to the right. Dual receivers to each side. He's going to check out of it. Move Cox over to the left of him. He lines up even further back in the shotgun. Hare takes the snap. Oh, it's a punt by Hare. Look at that. The quarterback can punt. We see that a lot in Texas high school football. And Trophy Club's going to get hands on it right at about the 18-yard line for the Jaguars.
I think that was Zach Milliken, number 10 for Byron Nelson, that downed that ball. And formation worked. They had nobody back for Flower Mound, and the chance for a decent return is eliminated.
You know, we see that a lot in Texas high school football. I noticed that in my broadcasting last year, is that the quarterback has to be asked to punt every once in a while. And you know what? I've seen nothing but good from that. And, got to hand it to these quarterbacks knowing how to punt. Flower Mound Jaguar offense on the field once again, hoping to put together a drive to get some points on the board as we have 10 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first half.
Looked like it was about a 55-yard punt from Preston Hare that time. That was a bomb.
Noble Newton lines up with Uzawahe behind him. He goes back. He's finding a hole. He's going to take the ball himself up the middle. He's going. He dodges one tackle. He gets the first down and more before being brought down by 2 Trophy Club defenders. Excellent awareness by Noble Newton.
Man, the umpire, the official right in the middle of the field, got run over by one of the defensive backs from Byron Nelson. He's up and moving, but it looked like he took a lick.
Noble Newton not afraid to run the ball, and we're seeing that here tonight. He had no options with his receivers, so he's going to take the ball himself, and that he does. Gets the first down and more. Ball on the 35. First down, Jaguars. Newton lines up with Uzawahe behind him once again. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He takes the snap. Fake handoff to Uzawahe. Throws the ball down the field, looking for a pass. Unable to get it as he overthrows it to number 16, Dylan Tillotson. And he has just overthrown that ball just by 3 yards or so.
I believe that was number 2, Dan Goy, back in coverage. He was very tight coverage on Tillotson for Byron Nelson. And it would have been a jump ball at best, but just a little bit of an overshoot there by Noble Newton.
Dual receivers to the right. Noble back in the shotgun with Uzawahe behind him. 1 receiver to the left. Takes the snap. Fake handoff to Uzawahe. He rolls out to the left. He's looking for the pass. And he's going to make that pass to number...
I think that was Chase Lemke out there, number 43. They had Uzawahe and Lemke in the game at the same time.
Lemke not afraid to get in there as a receiver or a tight end figure, if you will, for this team. They're going to get a couple yards on that one. Looks like they're going to give him 5 yards on that one. It's third down, 5 to go, 9:25 remaining in the half. Bobcats lead 7-3. Flower Mound looking for the play. And Noble Newton gets it as he lines up in the shotgun. Dual receivers to the right. Lemke also to the right, lined up in more of a tight end spot, and a receiver to the left. Takes the snap. Fake handoff to Uzawahe. Moves the ball up the middle. Deflected. Oh, and unfortunately, just a bit too far for Jack Sikora. I'm sorry, number 5, Freddie Jackson, as that ball is deflected by Trophy Club on its route to Jackson.
You wonder about the legs of the Jaguars. We're already seeing a few players playing both ways in Coach Johnson's system. That ball just a little bit overthrown. It was almost caught on a tip drill.
Jaguars in the punt formation. Unfortunately, not able to convert onto that one. And we got a timeout, Flower Mound. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short break here. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Welcome back to NISD Stadium. The Flower Mound Jaguars unable to convert on their last drive in the punt formation. Back to punt it is Josh Grant, I believe. And the punt's away. It's high and not very far. That ball's going to go out about the 48. Not even in play.
Looked like somebody got a hand on it. I'm having a difficult time seeing the number exactly, but I know I think it may have been number 53, Sloniger. for Byron Nelson. He looked like he got a hand on it. That was only about a 10 or 12-yard punt.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the number issue here, but it appears as if Byron Nelson does not want to be friendly to us with their dark black uniforms and even darker blue numbers.
I want to ask their play-by-play guys at halftime if they have a lot of – well, I'm sure they have, but that's for future reference, so we always need binoculars.
As it gets a bit darker out, we're able to see a little bit better, so we should be able to touch that up a bit. Preston Hare, pistol formation to the left with Trace Cox, dual receivers. We've seen this a lot, and it's worked. Takes the snap, fake handoff to Hare, to Cox. Hare passes the ball up the middle to, I believe, Tyler Milliken, from what I'm seeing. And they're going to get the first down and some more, as the ball is now on the 36 of the Jaguars.
Just a quick slant route there by Tyler Milliken, and it looked like there was just a bit of a speed mismatch on the far side.
Pistol formation to the right. 2 receivers on each end. Hare takes the snap, drops back, tries to make the pass, unable to reach the intended receiver before the ball going out of bounds. That's going to be an incomplete pass.
That was Milliken as well. He had him open down here on the near side of the field. Chandler Claterball was cheated up a little bit in coverage and had a pretty good blanket on Milliken, and Hare could not get the ball to him.
Milliken been one of the primary targets for Hare tonight. Trace Cox lined up to the left in a pistol formation. Hare takes the snap in shotgun. Throws the ball over to Cox. Cox gets the ball about the 38. Moves a couple yards. They're going to give him about 3 or 4 on that one before being brought down by number 15, Chandler Clatterbaugh. He's been all over the place.
And that sophomore Connor Lee, number 44, he almost had a hand on that ball. He was blitzing up the middle, and the offensive line, big offensive line for Byron Nelson, let him go. He nearly deflected that screen pass.
Once again, 1 receiver to the left, 3 receivers to the right, pistol formation with Cox to the left. Takes the ball in the shotgun. Snap. Oh, he's got pressure, and he is brought down by Flower Mound, number 44, Connor Lee, the sophomore, the only starting sophomore for the Jaguars, with the first sack of the 2015 season.
And the coaches right now for Byron Nelson are not happy at all. That was just a completely – it seems like Lee was able to come up the middle virtually untouched, but he made a heck of a play. He is very, very quick for a sophomore linebacker.
What an excellent play by the sophomore linebacker, number 44, Connor Lee, bringing up 4th down. Ball on the 24, or I'm sorry, ball on the 49, 24 to go. I apologize. And the punt team is out there as number 24, Mason Shank, is on the field to punt the ball away.
Brendan Alves and Freddie Jackson are back for Flower Mound.
Got a flag in the backfield.
I can't tell if there's a penalty flag down. It was actually delay of game against Byron Nelson.
Nothing seemed to be going Byron Nelson's way this last drive. The coach is on the sideline looking infuriated. So I'm guessing number 24, Mason Shank, uses this towel to mark his punt.
Kind of mark his territory.
Mark his territory. The towel is to the left of him, about 5 feet out. I believe that's where he plans to stand, and that is where he is before he takes the snap here. Ball snap to Shank. Shank with the punt. Going to get the ball about the 20, the Jaguars are. And that's number 3, number 3.
That's Desmond Joy for Flower Mound.
Desmond Joy. And he's going to get it about the 20 and call a fair catch. 7:16 remaining in the half. Bobcats still leading 7-3. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to thank you, Steve Swanson at Whirly Ball, for sponsoring this broadcast. Corporate events, team building, and private parties are more fun when you're zipping around in a whirly bug, and they have the most affordable laser tag in town. 2 locations to serve you, Plano and Hearst. Leagues are starting up now, so visit them online at whirlyball.info for more information. Noble Newton takes the snap, tries to get away with it himself, but he is brought down by Trophy Club defensive end number 47, Luke Livingston. Gain of about no gain on the play.
Just a good effort from Newton to even get back to the sticks right there. He was pursued by Brandon Bowen on the high side. Got away from Bowen but could not get away from Livingston.
Going to have dual receivers to each side for the Jaguars. Noble Newton looking for the call. He gets it. He's going to line up in shotgun with Chase Lemke moving to the right side for Trips receivers. And there's a flag on the play.
I They may get Flower Mound for another false start here. Oh, they got it for delay of game as well.
Another delay of game. Both teams taking delay of game penalties in the last 2 minutes on each drives. I think that's something that comes with the first game of the season, just trying to get everybody on the same page as quickly as possible.
It's got to be frustrating for Coach Johnson. That 5-yard mark-off takes them back to their own 12, and they're looking at a 2nd down and 18.
Noble's alone in the backfield. Dual receivers to each side. Takes the snap in the shotgun. Throws the ball to the left side. And trying to see whose number that is.
I believe that is...
Looks like number 6, Jack Sikora.
Yeah, it is Sikora.
Giving a pass about 3 yards before being driven out of bounds by Trophy Club. 6:10 remaining in the half. Clock is running. 3rd down and 8 to go for the Jaguars. Noble Newton waiting for the call. They're moving a bit slower than they were at the beginning of the game. Trips receivers to the right. One lone receiver to the left. He's in shotgun all alone in the backfield. Newton takes the snap, drops back. Got a lot of pressure from Trophy Club. Gets the pass off, and he connects with number 6, Jack Sikora. Or sorry, yes, number 16, Dylan Tillotson. And they get the first down, and they move the chains to about the 40 of the Jaguars.
That was Tillotson's first catch of the game. That goes for about 15 yards, and that is a huge first down for the Jaguars.
Jaguars moving a bit quicker now. Dual receivers to each side. Newton in the backfield. Takes the snap in shotgun. Moves out to the right. He's moving. He's going to take it himself. Unfortunately, not able to get far. Only gets about a yard before being brought down by number 53, Logan Sloninger of the Trophy Club Bobcats.
He had his wide receiver number 9, Aaron Epping, down at about the 50-yard line. Got a heck of a block from number 61, Carter Severson, but couldn't get the pass off.
Ball's going to be on the right side of the field for the Jaguars. Noble Newton lines up in the backfield alone once again. Dual receivers to each side. Look for him to make a pass here as they are 2 and 6 right now. Makes the long pass. Looking. Oh, and just a bit too far for number...
I think that's number 3, Desmond Joy.
Desmond Joy, number 3, the defender, now playing offense. Coach Johnson not afraid to move the players around.
Man, he had in the corner out there for Byron Nelson, Chase Flickinger, number 15, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. He tripped and fell down, and Desmond Joy was all alone, but the pass was just a little bit too tall from Noble Newton.
Joy's going to come off the field. Dual receivers to each side. Newton alone in the back with Limkey lined up, staggered to the left. He's going to check out of that play, Newton is, as he looks towards the Flower Mound bench to see the new call. Lets his lineman know. Trophy Club defense scattering. Gets the ball off in shotgun. Looks to the left. Starting to get under pressure. Oh, and he's going to be brought down at the 35 of the Jaguars for a loss of 5 on the play. He was double-teamed and just had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was a big-time blitz up the middle. 2 linebackers for Byron Nelson. I believe it's number 18, Gabe Luna, and number 19, Matthew Mitchell. They just converged on Newton from the get-go.
That's going to bring up 4th down, and unfortunately Flower Mound's going to have to punt and remain behind 7-3 with 4:18 left in the half.
It's got to be frustrating for Coach Johnson to waste. That was a big first down that they made.
Punts up in the air. Trophy Club, oh, he's going to take it. He's moving up the field. I believe that was number, 6, Kyle Loving.
I think they may get Byron Nelson for offsides here. They had a guy coming off the edge. I think that was Akel Beard. He seemed like he was back at Josh Grant very early after the snap, so it may be an offsides penalty.
About to get the call here from the officials.
They're going to get Flower Mound for illegal formation.
Once again, one of those penalties, you hate to see, but you can understand it happening early on in the season.
And I think that's actually why Loving, the punt returner, I think that's why he actually took the punt, because even if he muffed the punt or fumbled or anything like that, it was going to come back because of the penalty.
Apologies, the punt returner actually number 8, Joe Grootman. I misspoke. Once again, numbers are pretty difficult to see. I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but it does sure make things difficult as the Trophy Club Byron Nelson offense takes the field once again. Preston Hare lines up in the shotgun formation. Dual receivers to each side. Takes the snap. Hands the ball off. Oh, it's a fake. Oh, no, it's up the middle. going to get about 4 yards before being brought down, and that is going to be the running back Jacob Dukes, number 31, I believe, stepping in for Trace Cox.
Yes, that is Jacob Dukes, a 5'10", 190-pound junior. He was on JV last year, and he got right in behind center Matthew Dotson and Tristan Vitae to pick up about 4 yards on first down.
Dukes in the pistol formation to the left of Hare. To the right of Hare. Trips receivers to the left. He's looking to the left. Oh, he's going to go to the right. Long pass. Oh, and he connects. Wow, what a catch by Trophy Club. And he's going to take it all the way in for a touchdown for the Bobcats. The student section going wild. That's number 3, Pascal Mondombo on the catch. And that was a good 40 yards when he connected that pass. Preston Hare throwing it way out to the right, able to connect with, once again, number 3, Pascal Mondombo. And the score is now 13-3 with 3:24 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, Flower Mound had number 4, Devin Coleman, matched up with him on the high side. Mondombo ran right by Coleman, had a couple of steps on him, and Preston Hare just hit him in stride for a long touchdown pass.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was one of the most fine passes I've seen in the first game of a season, especially from a seasoned quarterback like Preston Hare. The kick team on the field, number 24, Mason Shank out there. Holder, number 6, Kyle Loving. And that ball is up, and it is good to make it 7. The score is 14-3. Bobcats, 3:24 remaining in the half. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Welcome back to NISD Stadium as the Bobcats take the lead by 11 points over the Flower Mound Jaguars, 14-3. 3:24 remaining in the first half. Ladies and gentlemen, Flower Mound starting off a bit slow, looking to pick things up here as Mason Shank, number 24, is back to make the kickoff.
Going back to that touchdown pass by Preston Hare, he found Pascal Mondombo down the far sideline, a 54-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-3 Bobcats.
Crazy pass it was, and the kick is off from Shank. Back to receive it is the Jaguars. That's going to be brought up by number 3, Desmond Joy.
Only got out to about the 20-yard line. He had his blocking kind of broke down on the near side of the field, and he was pursued by a host of Bobcats, so Flower Mound will start 1st and 10. They're actually going to mark it back at a 15-yard line.
It looks like Noble Newton will take the field once again, I believe. No, excuse me. Eli Roosh is the quarterback now. He has Uzawahe behind him. Trips receivers to the right. Hands it off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe up the middle. Gets about 2 yards before being brought down at the 12. The 15.
It's not really much of anything going on there. They got about a 5-yard pickup. It's just a little handoff off tackle to Uzawahe, and let's see what Dane Johnson has up his sleeve and see if they can get this drive going here with 2:45 left before half.
Rush takes the snap, hands it off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe moves to the right, tries to find a hole. Unfortunately, no blockers there as he is swarmed by the Bobcats and brought down at the 23 to bring up 3rd down with about 4 to go to get the first down.
He had a great pull block from the backside by number 57, Ty Neighbors, the senior left guard. But with the number of blitzers that they already had for Byron Nelson, it was tough to pick up anything.
Noble Newton is back in the game now, ladies and gentlemen. The starting quarterback. He's got Uzawahe behind him, 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left, and Limke lined up as a tight end. Hands the ball off to Uzuahe once again. Unable to find a hole. He's only getting about a yard on that one, and they're going to come up short to bring up 4th down.
It looked like he was short, but they're actually moving the sticks. I'm not sure if
they're going to give him the first down. Wow.
Our press box is our booth is a little bit offset towards the far side, the south end zone, but it looked as if he was short from my angle, but they are giving him the first down without a measurement.
Ball's on the 32 for the Jaguars. Noble Newton alone in the backfield with trips receivers to the left and 2 to the right. He's going to get the ball and immediately move to the left. He's going to try and connect with number 6, Jack Sikora, but he's unable to do so, and that's going to go down as an incomplete pass.
They actually have up top, eyes may be deceiving me a little bit, but it looked like number 1, Hayden Hauser, was in the game for Flower Mound near the wide side of the field. He had him on an out route near about the 40-yard line, but just overthrew him a little bit.
Dual receivers to each side. Chase Lemke lined up in more of a tight end position, which we've seen him do a lot this game. Newton takes the snap, drops back, looking for a short pass to number 9, and that's going to be Aaron Epping.
Well, that's right at the sticks. That's going to be close.
Aaron Epping in the game for the first time gets some action immediately as he's lined up as the outside receiver. And they're going to call that a first down for the Jaguars, and they keep moving those chains. 1:22 left in the first half. They've got to move quickly. Newton in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Dual receivers to each side. Looking for to the left. Pass to number 2, Brendan Alves. Alves brought down at the 38. A gain of about 2 yards. 1:05 left. That clock is still running.
Flower Mound does have 3 timeouts left, so it'll be interesting to see how Dane Johnson uses those.
You got to figure they're coming up soon. 55 seconds in the half remaining. And remember, fans, they received the ball, so they deferred, so they're going to get the ball again in the second half. Noble tries to make the pass out to number 2, Brendan Alves. He does not connect. That's going to stop the clock at 46 seconds left. 14-3 Bobcats. 3rd down, 7 to go. Ball on the 40 for the Jaguars.
Alves leaves the field actually near the official at the 40-yard line at the top of the field. They have Chandler Clatterball, normally a defensive back. He's in at wide receiver.
Trips to the right. Newton in the shotgun. Drops back. Tries to take it himself. He's got a hole. Unfortunately, no one to block for him as he's brought down at about the 55, but he gets the first down. The chains will move, the clock will stop, and Flower Mound making some progress and headway with 38.9 seconds left, trying to get some points on the board to pad their 3 before the half.
Dane Johnson is going to take that first timeout now.
He's going to take a timeout, and we're going to take it with him. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, your home for championship social media.
We're back here at NISD Stadium, Flower Mound Jaguar football. Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst, Cody Barfknecht. Bobcats remain in the lead, 14-3, 38.9 seconds to go. Flower Mound gets the ball on the 45, 1st and 10, and Noble Newton back in the shotgun.
Had a 15-yard carry, he did, Newton, on that last play, so we can see he got no backs behind him in this play either.
Quick screen pass over to number 15, Chandler Clatterbaugh. Clatterbaugh moving up the field to about the, I want to say, 33 before being brought down by Trophy Club.
Another first down for the Jags on that play.
And they're moving those chains quickly as they try and get things set up here to catch Byron Nelson off guard. Dual receivers to each side. Noble Newton back in the shotgun by himself. He takes the snap, looks to the left. Big pass. He's up. And it is caught. Oh, no. It looks like the ball is up. They're going to give it to him. Touchdown, Flower Mound Jaguars.
Man, that was a heck of a pass that time by number 17, Noble Newton, the quarterback. I want to say, was it Alves that caught the touchdown pass at the on the near side of the field. It looked like he bobbled the ball a little bit, but they're going to give him the touchdown.
What an amazing throw and an even more amazing catch as Flower Mound finally puts 6 on the board, bringing it to 14-9 as Josh Grant goes out there to kick the point after to try and get things to 14-10. Sorry, the touchdown actually is going to go to number 7, Dylan Gorlick. After that magnificent pass from Noble Newton, and they notch the score 14-10, Flower Mound. We're going to take a short break, bring the kickoff coming back. We got 15 seconds left in the half. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Flower Mound finally gets on the board with 6 points to make the score 14-10. Trophy Club Bobcats leading. 15 seconds left in the half. And kicker, I believe that's Josh Grant. Interesting, everybody's taking a knee as he's getting ready to send this one off into Trophy Club Byron Nelson's backfield. Little pooch kick to the left. Oh, and he's going to drop it. Trophy Club drops the ball at their about 25 before being swarmed by Flower Mound's defense.
Got right back on it. Only 12 seconds left before half. That last drive for Flower Mound actually goes 84 yards and takes about 4.5 minutes off the clock. Ends with a Noble Newton touchdown pass, 32 yards to Dan Gorlick, and Flower Mound cuts it to 14-10 and gets some much-needed momentum, provided they can keep Byron Nelson out of the end zone to end this half.
12 seconds left in the half. Flower Mound's going to get the ball when we come back. That's not going to stop Trophy Club Byron Nelson from taking a knee here as they are in that standard formation. Going to send things to the half with the lead they are. The Trophy Club Bobcats leading after one half, 14-10. We're going to take a quick break and be back for the halftime show. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Welcome back to NISD Stadium. We're currently in the Strategic Direct Solutions DFW halftime show. Ryan Meadow alongside Cody Barfnick as the Flower Mound Band takes the field for the first time of the 2015 season. Flower Mound currently falling to the Bobcats 14-10 after one. And a game that's been kind of all over the place for both teams as far as communications go and play calling goes. We've seen a lot of both, Cody. And I think we're in for another treat for the second half.
A big thing that each of these teams did in the first half that I noticed was they're definitely moving players on both sides of the ball. You know, we have a list of rosters in front of us, and you got, Brandon Alves. He's listed as a wide receiver / defensive back, and he's seen time at both of those positions. And that's one thing that I've noticed both of these coaches have been doing. I think it's the first week, and they're just trying to get a feel of what they have on each side of the ball. So far, it's worked for each of these teams. It's been a pretty even game in all aspects. On the scoreboard, it's 14-10 Byron Nelson. Flower Mound actually has the edge in total yards, 186-145. Flower Mound 10 first downs, Byron Nelson 4. Byron Nelson 13 carries for 40 yards, Flower Mound 17 for 59. Passing-wise, Preston Hare has had a stellar game so far for Byron Nelson. He's 5 for 9 with 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Noble Newton from Flower Mound is actually 11 for 17 with 120 yards and 1 touchdown, including that big 34-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Gorlick right before the end of the first half. Byron Nelson's strength last year in this game was their running game. They have yet to really get that going, as each of these teams have really both lived and died by the big play so far in the first half.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give credit to In Command Broadcasting. It's a sports, TV, broadcasting, and marketing company providing a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services, including filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event with In Command Broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the first half of this halftime show. We're going to come back and give you some more stats and recaps. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Welcome back into NISD Stadium on this beautiful Texas Friday Night Light football night and the opening of the 2015-2016 football season as the Flower Mound Jaguars are in Justin, Texas, taking on the Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats. Bobcats leading 14-10 after one. We saw a first half full of pretty much everything. If you wanted it, you got it in the first half. If you wanted passing, you saw passing. If you wanted running, you saw running. If you wanted to see quarterback sneaks, you saw quarterback sneaks. And Cody, I'm thinking we're seeing the same thing in the second half.
I think so too. I think in the first game of the season especially, you have to stick with what works. Obviously, what has worked so far for Byron Nelson has definitely been their passing game. Preston Hare spread the ball around a little bit. Well, he actually has 3 primary receivers. Dan Goy has 2 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Milliken 1 for 28, and Trace Cox 2 for 9. And that's kind of a polar opposite when you go to the other side of the field for Flower Mound. Noble Newton has definitely spread the ball around for the Jaguars. He's actually got, 7 different players catching a pass so far for the Jaguars. The leading receiver thus far for Flower Mound is Dylan Gerlich. He's got 3 catches for 44 yards and that long touchdown catch right before halftime. Dylan Tillotson, 2 catches for 27. Brendan Alves, 2 for 13. Chandler Clayterball, who also doubles as a defensive back, 1 for 13. Jack Sikora, number 6, the senior, 1 for 12. Aaron Epping, number 9, been in the game twice so far, has 1 catch for 10 yards. And Chase Lemke, the running back who shares time with Ifinye Zoe, he has 2 catches for 8 yards, and that's one more thing that I think the Jaguars will do in the second half, is they're going to continue to get just as many receivers involved as possible in the third and fourth quarters of this game.
Seen a lot of different kinds of action. Uzuahe kind of turned into the primary running back in exchange of Chase Lemke. Lemke, we've seen him more on a tight end basis throughout the game, something Flower Mound likes to do. Once again, both teams looking for some redemption of last season. As our first band is finishing up here, we're going to take another break real quick, and we're going to come back and give you a look around the league of High School Football District 6A. and get you set up for the second half of action here. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow at Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Welcome back to NISD Stadium. We are in the Strategic Direct Solutions DFW halftime show. Ryan Medlin alongside Cody Barfnecht, bringing you all the action tonight here as Flower Mound is falling right now to the Bobcats of Trophy Club Byron Nelson, 14-10 at the half. The second band getting ready to take the field here. These guys are pumped to be able to get this opportunity once again. Coming back for the 2015 season. A lot of other games going on around the Metroplex tonight in District 6A and also some last night. And for that, I'm going to hand it off to my color guy, Cody Barfnecht.
You know, right now it has been it was a mixed night last night for District 6A, and tonight it is a very good night for District 6A. Right now, one of the bigger games in the state, 3-time defending state champion Allen Eagles taking on the Denton Geyer Wildcats at the newly opened Eagle Stadium in Allen, Texas. Right now, that is a 21-10 Allen lead at halftime. So they seem like they have not missed a beat since Kyler Murray left there for Texas A&M and are hopefully going to extend their 43-game winning streak. Next, we have Plano West taking on the Mesquite Skeeters at Hanby Stadium in Mesquite. And right now, that is a 19-7 Plano West lead at halftime. So there are 2 for 2 as far as District 6A teams leading at halftime. The Hebron Hawks, a bit of an off year for them. Last year they only went 2-8, which was unheard of in the Brian Brazel era at Hebron. They are taking on Coppell at Hawk Stadium at Hebron, and right now that is a 7-0 Coppell lead at halftime. So a very defensive game, one that you expect. Both defenses for those teams are usually very stout. Hebron is making it a game with Coppell. They could very well come back and win that one and get their first win, get their season started off on a positive note. Last night in Rowlett, the Fighting Farmers of Louisville, led by third-year head coach Greg Miller. Rowlett came away with a 38-20 victory over Louisville, led by a very stout passing game. Their quarterback, Bonner, his last name, I want to say his first name is Preston, but his last name is Bonner. He had over 350 passing yards against Louisville last night, absolutely torched their secondary, and it was more than enough to give Rowlett a 38-20 victory. We're obviously here at Northwest ISD Stadium with the Flower Mound Jaguars behind 14-10 at halftime. McKinney Boyd taking on Mesquite Horn last night was a very, very hotly contested game at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. McKinney Boyd coming away with a 41-38 victory in a battle of top 10 area teams. Our colleague and president Thomas D. Lee is over at Clark Stadium in Plano calling the John Tyler Plano Wildcat game, and as of right now that is a 21-14 Plano lead at halftime against a John Tyler team that is very stout. So I think the Wildcats have a lot of talent, and they are definitely getting their season off to a good start here tonight. The Marcus Marauders are at Mansfield ISD Stadium. They are taking on the Mansfield Tigers, and that is a 17-0 Marcus lead at halftime. Coach Jerry Stanford is going to be in his second year this year with the Marauders. That things are really looking up for them. That's going to be a very, very tight game, and it's a game that I'm looking forward to. And I know after this week, Ryan, you are going to be on probably the Marcus Marauder call, and the Mound Showdown is going to be a very good game this year.
Yeah, so story behind that, Eli Jordan will be the play-by-play voice for the Flower Mound Jaguars. Unfortunately, he had a wedding to attend to this week, so I guess that had to take a little bit of precedent. I guess it was his best friend getting married. So
yeah, he's just in Denver right now. He's missing out on Texas high school football. He's in Denver.
Tell you what, he's not missing out is on that Texas heat.
Oh, definitely.
As Denver's probably a couple degrees cooler.
Last game that's going on with the District 6-6A involved team is the Plano East Panthers taking on Lake Highlands at Tom Kimbrough Stadium in Plano, and that is a 22-7 Plano East lead at halftime of that game. So it's going very well for District 6-6A so far tonight to open the season.
Excellent look around the league, Cody. Thank you so much. We're going to bring you back to a little bit of action that's going on right in front of us and for you going through your ears as you are listening to us, and we appreciate you listening to us. Also want to thanks to Steve and Barb Hill at Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com and let them help you plan your next promotional event and design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com. Cody, got a big second half here. Down 4 points is Flower Mound Marcus. As the bands are finishing up, what are you in the locker room if you're Coach Johnson telling the Jaguars?
I think the biggest thing that I'm concerned about is, can Flower Mound keep up with Byron Nelson's tempo in the second half? Byron Nelson, when they get the ball, it seems like they're going more for the big play. They're not going to be one of those teams that grinds it out on the ground, such as Flower Mound's been doing in the first half so far. They had that 84-yard drive to end the first half that got a lot of momentum back. They've got momentum right now, and they're feeling really good in the locker room despite being down on the scoreboard. So I think Coach Johnson's going to really key on momentum at halftime.
I think also touching on that, I think he's kind of remaining calm and says, hey, guys, we've got plenty of time left. We've got 10 points in the first half. We can easily get the 4 to cover. We just need to hold these Bobcats and keep them under control. Also, you want to see them open up the run game a little bit more, Flower Mound, that is. They're kind of switching out. Uzawahe not really been able to do much. Granted, he averaged 4 yards a season last year, so you want to see him do a little bit more on the running side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think, what a switch from the game last year. At this time last year, it's a high-scoring game. Nobody really has momentum going into the locker room. Very close, but right now, unquestionably, Flower Mound has the momentum, and that's something that they need to hold on to. And I think it's going to be more so on the offensive side of the ball. Flower Mound's defense has been very, very impressive so far tonight. Definitely much improved from last year, and I think towards the end of the game, it's going to be up to their offensive line to control 2 stout defensive ends from Byron Nelson.
How do you feel about the tempo of Flower Mound, Cody? I mean, we saw Flower Mound come out, and immediately they were moving quick. You were barely having any time to talk in between snaps, but then they've kind of slowed it down a little bit and kind of settled into a little bit more of a relaxed position until I guess Coach had said something, because their tempo definitely picked up towards the latter ends of that half.
I think slowing it down was probably a good call for them, because early on in the game you saw they may have been a little bit disorganized. They were trying to go fast. They weren't really getting the play calls in very well, but since they slowed it down and they've become more methodical in their approach, it seems like they've been able to wear down this defensive line for Byron Nelson a little bit.
That they have in that awesome touchdown pass thrown by Noble Newton to
awesome pass and even a better catch
by number 7, Dylan Gorlick. Excellent catch as he's able to get the first touchdown of the season for the Flower Mound Jaguars. We're going to take a short break here and get some second half action going when we return. 5 minutes left in the Strategic Direct Solutions DFW halftime show. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
And we're back at the unfriendly confines of NISD Stadium as the Flower Mound Jaguars get set to take the field for the second half. The tunnel is rumbling. The players are antsy. Any minute now, we will see them take the field. They are down 14-10 to the Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats, who also await their field arrival in the tunnel. Who will take the field first? Most likely Flower Mound, being the away team. Both stands beaming from ear to ear for this second half of action. And if it's anything like we saw last year, it could be crazy. And taking the field, the Flower Mound Jaguars running on, being led out by the cheerleaders with the letters. And we are just about ready to get things going here for the second half. And real quick, Cody, I want to ask you, if you had to give 3 keys to this second half for Flower Mound, what would you go with?
I think first and foremost for Flower Mound, it's going to be tempo. The slow, methodical approach worked for them near the end of the second half. I think it's going to be definitely keeping that up and wearing down this Byron Nelson defense. Number 2, it's going to be the play of Noble Newton. If he can stay composed, if he can scramble whenever he needs to, and he can find his receivers, it just goes back along with the first one, being slow and methodical, and I think that Noble Newton has what it takes. And number 3, I think it's going to be, most importantly, in the trenches. Flower Mound's got to win in the trenches on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. They did a good job of that in the first half, and if that keeps up, I think they've got a great chance to win this game.
Flower Mound deferred in the first, so they will be receiving the ball in the second half. And remember, they had that big touchdown coming at the latter end of that first half, giving them the momentum going into this half. Will Byron Nelson answer quickly on defense, stopping Flower Mound in their tracks?
I think so. Well, it depends, because it depends on, just as Dane Johnson had a conversation with his guys in the locker room, Brian Polk did as well. And I think he's going to remind his guys they've got a Division I caliber prospect at defensive end. And Brandon Bowen. They've also got another high caliber prospect in number 47, Luke Livingston, on the right side. And if I were Brian Polk, I'd want to see my 2 defensive ends get more involved.
Back to return the kick, number 4, Devin Coleman, and number 3, Desmond Joy. Mason Shank, number 24 for Byron Nelson Trophy Club, will take the kick. Both players waiting eagerly in the backfield, trying to make some fireworks happen early in the second half, and that's exactly what they need, being down 4. We're just about to get things started here in the second half. Once again, first game of the 2015 high school football season, and Schenk lines up, raises the arm. Just about ready here, folks, and here he comes slowly in, and we are underway. Kick is in the air. Second half action going down right now as Desmond Joy picks up the ball, moves up to the 20, slides over, gets brought down at about the 24. A gain of about probably 6 yards, and that'll bring out the Flower Mound Jaguar offense, being led out by starting quarterback number 17, Noble Newton.
I don't see very many defensive changes, if any, have been made on the defensive side of the ball for Byron Nelson. Flower Mound looks like they come out with the same personnel on offense, save for number 20, Brady Watkins. He's lined up in the slot on the near side.
Noble Newton back in the shotgun, trips receivers to the left, 2 to the right. He steps back, looks to the left. Pass over intended for number 16, Dylan Tillotson. And unfortunately, that pass is going to go short of about 4 yards for an incomplete pass.
And there's Brandon Bowen, that defensive end. I'm saying Brian Polk's going to want his defensive ends to get more involved. Brandon Bowen got a hand on that ball and deflected it. Noble Newton had Jack Sikora open on the near side, but Bowen broke up the pass.
Trips receivers to the left. Newton back in the shotgun, 2 to the right. He drops back, looking to the left. He's going to take it himself. Newton up to the 30, to the 35, and he gets taken down at about the 40, enough for a first down and 5 more. Move those chains. Ball on the 40 for the Jaguars, courtesy of a Noble Newton quarterback run.
He actually got boosted forward about 4 or 5 yards. I think that was the backside corner, number 15, Chase Flickinger. He was actually the second leading wide receiver on the team last year. He went for the arm tackle instead of the body tackle and gave Newton about 6 more yards.
Once again, trips to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Newton back alone. He's going to take the ball again himself. Quarterback sneak. He gets about 5 yards. Did the ball come loose? I think it did. I think Flower Mound's going to recover it again. Newton takes the ball up the middle and fumbles.
Looks like it definitely came loose. Flower Mound got back on it. I think Flower Mound may be keying on something that has been that works so far. They have 2 quarterback sneaks in a row and are right on the verge of another first down.
That ball's going to be just a yard shy of the first down. Second down, 1 to go for the Jaguars. Looking towards the bench for Coach Johnson's call, and they receive it. Newton tells his teammates they're going to go 2 to the left. Lemke lined up in the tight end spot like he has been, and 2 to the right. Newton comes out to the left, rolls out, passes it over to number 4.
I think that's Devin Coleman. They actually subbed him in as a receiver. Like we said at halftime, there have been players playing on both sides of the ball, and they're listed. They have each player on this team under Dane Johnson has actually 2 positions, and he is definitely using them tonight.
Excellent pass there made by Noble Newton.
Connor Lee is coming back on the field. They just subbed out number 20, Brady Watkins, so we'll see if Connor Lee lines up in the slot this time around.
Number 44, Connor Lee, looking to make an impact here. Noble Newton gets the snap, throws it out to the right side, and that ball is caught. And that's going to be number, I believe, 8, Zach Welch.
Is that the backup quarterback they have in there at wide receiver?
He's on the far side. Tough for me to see way up here in the press box.
I think it was. He just left the game. They brought Alves, number 2, back in. I think he just needed a breather.
Dual receivers to each side. Noble Newton back in the shotgun alone. He takes the snap. Moves to the right. Swirls. Finds a hole. Oh, no. He is brought down for a loss of 2 on the play. As he tried to scramble out to the right. Could not find a passing option. And Trophy Club able to be all over him like peanut butter on bread.
Chris Osandu, the free safety, number 16, a 5'11", 180-pound senior. He has a Central Oklahoma offer with some UNT interest. He made the tackle after Brandon Bowen, the defensive end, made first contact on Noble Newton.
Lee's going to remain out there as a tight end. Dual receivers to each side. Newton back in the shotgun alone. Takes the snap, moves over to the right quickly. He's shuffling. He's going to probably take the ball himself. Yes, he is. He's going to get about 6 yards before being taken down at about the 39. Moving into Trophy Club Bobcat territory. He's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
And Noble Newton's quick. I've just noticed how quick he is, and he absolutely juked the middle linebacker, number 33, Akel Beard, out of his shoes, and it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Jags.
9:26 remaining in the third quarter. Trying to get Trophy Club Byron Nelson offside. Newton is unable to do so. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. I spotted that ball a bit short, I believe. Looked like to me he had about 2 or 1 to go. Lined up in the shotgun, trips receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He's going to take the ball himself once again. He's looking for a hole. I think he's going to be just a yard shy of that first down.
And he's right at the sticks. They're probably going to have to measure. They may give him the first down, though. I'm not sure which Byron Nelson player lost his. Actually, that's number 52 for Flower Mound, Balin Smith. He lost his helmet. They are going to give him the first down.
That one was close, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good spot by the officials. I believe that was a first down, but also a good spot on the officials' part. Noble Newton looking to the sideline for the play. Looks like they're going to line up in the dual receivers with Connor Lee lined up on the right side now, unlike the left like he's been doing. Newton takes the snap, looks quickly over. He's going to make the pass to number 2, Brendan Alves. Alves back up and gets the first down before being brought down at the 22 of the Byron Nelson Bobcats side.
Host of substitutes coming in for Flower Mound. 52, Balin Smith comes back in. Number 4, Devin Coleman's back on the field. And I think lining up in the slot on the wide side of the field is going to be number 3, Desmond Joy. Heck of a drive so far for the Jaguars.
8:28 left in the third quarter. First down and 10. Ball on the 23. Newton takes a snap. He's going to take it himself because that seems to be working. He's going to get about 4 yards before being brought down at about the 18 of the Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats.
Decent yards on that play. They're going to give him 5 yards. He's going to be down to about, you're right, the 18-yard line of Byron Nelson. The right tackle, I think that's Ty Neighbors for Flower Mound, had a heck of a block on Brandon Bowen, and he's really made him a non-factor on this drive.
Flower Mound taking their time, not trying to rush anything and screw this up in the red zone. Trips receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Connor Lee lined up as tight end. Connor Lee goes back for the pass. Oh, he's going to throw it to the receiver. I believe that hit the ground. It doesn't matter either way because he is not able to come up with it. And that is Brendan Alves, number 2, unable to make the catch. That's an incomplete pass. Ball remains on the 18. 3rd down, 5 yards to go for the first.
And you can tell that Noble Newton is frustrated with himself after that play. He had Alves open at about the 5-yard line, just threw it a little bit behind him.
Trips receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Newton checks out of the play, not liking what he's seeing from Byron Nelson Bobcats defense. He's got the new play.
I think Lemke's actually back in the game. Number 43, Chase Lemke's on the slot on the near side.
Lemke and Lee both sharing the tight end slot. Newton drops back in the pass. He's going to take it himself. He's going right up the middle where he's got a hole, and then met by 3 Trophy Club defenders at the 6. He's going to be just 4 yards shy of a touchdown. It looked like he had all day, but that doesn't matter because he's moving the chains, and he's 1 inch closer to the touchdown.
Brandon Bowen, I think, was taking a breather. He'll come back in at defensive end for Byron Nelson. Noble Newton has just been driving the Jaguars down the field with his legs. He's completed a couple passes on this drive, but for the most part, it's been rushing yards.
Now, last year, Noble Newton had 10 rushes for 92 yards, averaging 9 yards a carry and 1 touchdown. It looks like he's getting ready to match that here tonight as he's just about 6 away. Expect to have him get the ball once again. He checks out of the play. 3 trips receivers to the left. Oh, no, it's a misfire. It goes about 10 yards behind Newton. He picks up the ball, and he is brought down by Trophy Club Byron Nelson at the 26. A huge loss for the Jaguars from a misfire. Newton looked away to check out of the play, and the ball was snapped right over his head.
And that is absolutely killer for Flower Mound. That's a kind of a play that kills any kind of momentum that you have for a drive. What looked like to me happen on that play is you had Chase Lemke going in motion, and I think Noble Newton thought he was going to get flagged for a false start, started looking at the sideline, and the ball got snapped over his head. Big loss for Flower Mound.
You hate to see that happen, but it does. Noble Newton back in the shotgun, puts Lemke in motion to the right side. He's looking to the right at Lemke. No, he's going to go up the middle, and unfortunately, Not there is number 2, Brendan Alves for the catch. That's going to go down as incomplete, bringing the count to 4th down. And unfortunately, just a bit off for the first down, about 25 yards to go.
Looks like there was a little bit of contact there between Alves and strong safety Christian Carter for Byron Nelson. There's no flag. Seemed like the officials thought that it was incidental contact, but a little bit of contact nonetheless.
My apologies. It is 3rd down. Ball at the 30, 25 yards to a touchdown. Newton back in the shotgun. Trips receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He's rolling to, oh no, he's going to take it up the center. He's going to try and run it again. He dodges one tackle. He moves into another, gets the ball to about the 16 before being brought down by Byron Nelson. Trying to make some progress there, but unfortunately that's not going to be enough to bring up 4th down and most likely the kicking team onto the field.
They are going to try to kick the field goal. Number 36, Josh Grant, the junior kicker, is on the field. Protection kind of broke down on that last 3rd down play for Noble Newton. Gets a few more rushing yards, but the drive just killed by that snap over the head of the QB.
Yeah, at that point you're thinking they're getting a touchdown if that doesn't happen. Either way, here's the kick. It was a misfire on the snap. The holder fumbles it just a bit, but luckily they were able to come up. Josh Grant with the 3 points, bringing the score within 1. The Trophy Club Byron Nelson Bobcats 14 and the Flower Mound Jaguars 13. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
Welcome back to NISD Stadium. The kickoff is underway as the Byron Nelson Trophy Club brings it back to about the 34-yard line, just a yard short of the 35, as they bring the offense back out, hoping to extend their lead to just more than 1 point, as we saw Flower Mound kick a field goal to bring it within 1, 14-13.
Scoring drive for Flower Mound right there, a 14-play, 64-yard drive. You know, they're obviously frustrated, didn't end in a touchdown, but they cut the lead to 1 point and took almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Trips receivers to the right for Preston Hare. Trace Cox lined up in the pistol to the left. One lone receiver on the left side as well. Gets the snap, hands it off to Trace Cox. Cox up the middle. Unfortunately, he is met by the entire defensive line of the Jaguars. He's only going to make it about maybe half a yard, if that, moving the chains to 2nd down with 10 to go.
That's number 72, Eric Curl, the big weak side defensive end for Flower Mound, was in on the contact first, and it holds Trace Cox to a 1 yard gain, if anything.
Yeah, they gave him a 1 yard gain. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Cox lined up in a pistol to the left of Hare. Hare takes the snap, acts like he's going to hand it off. No, he doesn't. He rolls out to the right. He's weaving. He's caught in a bind. Met with Flower Mound defenders. He's got to throw the ball away. A waste of a play for Byron Nelson, as number 44, Connor Lee, the sophomore, is just all over him, as he has been all game.
He had Hayden Brewer, who had a little bit of trouble with right tackle Justin Self on the near side, but Connor Lee is going to fly all the way from the far hash mark and force Preston Hare out of bounds and throw the ball away.
Byron Nelson taking their time to get to the line. Both teams have slowed down immensely in their pace, trying to take their time and avoid missnaps like we've seen. Dual receivers to each side, pistol to the right. We've seen this before. It works. Hare takes the snap, fake handoff to Cox, moves the ball down the field. Just through the hands of Goy is that pass. All over him is number 15, Chandler Clatterbaugh, who has also been quite the presence in the defensive back position.
That's what you call a shutdown play by Chandler Clatterbaugh. And the sideline for Byron Nelson actually wanted a flag, I think, for pass interference, but with as much hands that were going back and forth on that pass, I'm not surprised the flag didn't get thrown.
4th down, the towel is out on the field, which means Shank is about to send one down the way. Still don't understand the towel, but hey, whatever works for you, right?
It's worked for him so far. He's had a heck of a game.
He takes the snap, and here comes the punt. Almost blocked.
Almost blocked.
He barely gets it off. That ball's going to roll to about the 28 before being dropped on by Flower Mound. Oh, there's some extracurricular activity going on. He shoves him. He wants a personal foul. It doesn't look like he's going to get it.
I think the ball actually touched the back leg of number 26. That is Andre Kovlagi for Flower Mound. I think it touched his back leg. That's why there was so many dipping and diving going on. I think the ball was loose, but Flower Mound got back on it. I want to say Desmond Joy, number 3, got back on it for Flower Mound. They'll take over at their own 28, 1st and 10.
This is Flower Mound's chance to get back into this one. They're only a point down, have been known to extend these drives. 4:19 left in the quarter, down 14-13. Ball on the 28 in the 3rd quarter. We're going to have trips receivers closely grouped to the right and a lone receiver to the left. Noble Newton, once again, back in the backfield by himself. Waiting for the refs to get set up here. Newton's going to take the snap. He's looking to his right. He moves the ball up the middle, and that ball is caught at the 31. And that ball is caught by number 2, Brendan Alves, the senior, who has been quite active in this game and kind of been the go-to guy for Noble Newton.
When Noble Newton's not running the ball, Alves is definitely the guy he wants to go to. That was Alves' 6th catch of the game.
Trips receivers to the right again, one to the left. He moves to right quickly, screen pass over to number 6, Jack Sikora, and he is quickly brought down at the 34, just 5 yards short of the 1st down. 3rd down coming up.
Flower Mound's going to stick true to their guns in this half. Definitely they are spreading the ball around to as many different receivers as they can, trying to catch that secondary for Byron Nelson off balance.
They're going to go trips receivers to the left on this one. Ball more scattered to the right side. One lone receiver on the right side, and that's Limke lined up in the tight end spot like he has been. Newton takes a snap in the shotgun. He's going to move the ball quickly up the center by himself, and it looks like he's just going to get it by a yard. 1st down, Jaguars. Move those chains and move that ball down the field. Once again, we have ourselves a drive going.
Picked up a good 1st down, about 4 yards, and I think they had a bit of a stunt play, which is what a stunt is the center and the right guard switch places to kind of pave the way for Noble Newton. That's the center, number 52, Balin Smith, and the right guard, number 58, Blake Watson, really paved the way for Noble Newton on 3rd down.
Clock ticking down in the 3rd quarter. 2:48 to go. Newton takes the snap, trips receivers to the left. He's looking to the left. Oh, and that ball is stopped. And that is going to be ruled as an incomplete pass as the outside linebacker, Matthew Mitchell, comes in and is able to make the stop.
Mitchell, he comes up on a blitz. He's standing right over the defensive tackle, Logan Sloniger, and he gets very, very tall to make that deflection at the line of scrimmage. He's only 5'11", 190. He is a member of the varsity baseball team at Byron Nelson, and he certainly did not get cheated on that play.
Dual receivers to each side. Limke moving in motion as the tight end. Newton takes the snap, looking to his right. He's going to throw a lob pass up. Oh, and unfortunately has to throw it away. He was looking for number 6, Jack Sikora, but unable to find him. Throws the ball away, and that is going to bring up 3rd down and 10 to go.
Flower Mound came up with a big 3rd down conversion last time, but it was only 3rd down and 3. These are the types of plays they have to make if they're going to come back in this game. They've got to figure out a way to move the chains.
Once again, dual receivers to each side. Limke at the tight end on the left, lined up to the left. Noble gets the ball. He rolls out to the left. He's going to make the pass. Oh, and that's going to be caught by number 4, Devin Coleman. Coleman makes a wonderful catch at about the 52 and gets about 10 yards after the catch to move those chains and bring the ball to the 39 of the Byron Nelson Bobcats.
We got a player down for Byron Nelson. I think From this distance, it looks like that is going to be number I think it's number 19. Is it Mitchell, I want to say? But he tripped and fell on the play, allowing Devin Coleman to get open, and I think he may have twisted his ankle around the 50-yard line.
He is back up, and he's being walked off the field, so we're going to keep it right here with 2:30 left in the third quarter. We're seeing somewhat of a slow-paced third quarter, Cody. Both teams seem to be more so taking their time than they did in the first quarter and second quarter, maybe slowing things down a bit to kind of just get more focused and strategic.
Well, this is a big drive right here for Flower Mound. They want to make up for their last drive. Definitely, as I see number 1, Hayden Hauser, coming down to line up in the wide receiver position. They want to make up for that miscue on their last possession.
We have Dylan Tolitzer and Hayden Hauser lined up to the left. And on the right, number 2, Brendan Alves, alongside number 3, Desmond Joy. Noble Newton back in the shotgun, puts Connor Lee in tight end in motion. He rolls out to the left. He's looking for a hole, and he's going to find one. He moves the ball up about 5 yards before being brought down at the 32 of the Byron Nelson Bobcats.
And he had a brick wall of a block going on. Number 58, Blake Watson, pulled around from his right guard position, and he carved a path out for Noble Newton to get about 7 yards. And somebody was cramping. I think that's Akel Beard was cramping for Byron Nelson, but he's going to stand. Now we have a Jaguar down. It's actually Noble Newton.
That is not what you want to see. You do not want to see your quarterback down in the first game of the season. He is laying on the field. All the coaches and trainers attending to him right now.
He looks to be cramping. They're picking up his leg. He's pulling on his toes. I think he's been cramping, and with all the running he's been doing tonight, that's no surprise, but he will have to come off or at least a play.
We're going to take a short break as we get this settled. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
We left you with quarterback number 17, Noble Newton, down on the ground. He is now being walked off the field, but walking on his own strength. That is a good sign for you Jaguar fans out there. He's actually now jogging off, so expect him to sit out maybe one play before coming back in. Going in at his relief, number 8, Zach Welch, the junior. He'll most likely be in for a play and then come back out to allow Noble Newton to get back into the game. Of course, if you go down with an injury or something like lose your helmet, you have to come out for a play. Anyways, dual receivers to each side, trips to the right, and Welch takes the snap, and he's going to do what Newton does and run it himself as well. You got to believe Coach Johnson getting a little uneasy with all these quarterbacks running the ball. He gets about 2 yards before being brought down.
And Noble Newton is still on the sideline. You have to wonder if this may have been a problem earlier in the game, because we saw Welch come in for one series earlier in this ball game, and there's no sign of Newton as of yet. The game plan definitely hasn't changed with Welch, though, as he had a quarterback sneak on second down, rather.
Welch back in the shotgun, trips to the right. He's looking to the right. He's going to throw that ball to Connor Lee. Connor Lee moves the ball up quickly, gets to about the 18 before going out of bounds and being pushed out by the cornerback of Trophy Club.
And Chase Randolph, the 5'9", 160-pound corner for Byron Nelson, he is actually a fun fact. He is a pole vaulter on the track team at Byron Nelson. He absolutely got run over by Connor Lee, and I think he made his way off the field, and it's another big first down for the Jaguars.
And Zach Welch still out there at the quarterback position in the shotgun. He takes the snap, rolls out to the left, looking down the field, makes the pass, and that is caught by number 6, Jack Sikora, who's been also a go-to guy for the quarterbacks of the Jaguars tonight. Excellent pass, excellent catch, and they're going to get the ball to about the 58 seconds remaining in the quarter. They're going to try and get something off quick enough and get this momentum going and maybe put it towards a touchdown.
And Flower Mound not wasting any time at all, as they're already at the line of scrimmage. Welch is ready to go.
Dual receivers to the right, one to the left. And Uzuwahe gets the ball behind. Oh, no, it's a sneak. And look at that. Wouldn't you believe it? Zach Welch coming in relief for number 17, Noble Newton, gets the touchdown. Jaguars 6 points.
And that was a heck of a play by Welch, the defensive end. Luke Livingston coming off of the right side was absolutely fooled by the play fake, and Zach Welch was able to walk into the end zone untouched, and Flower Mound takes a 19-14 lead pending Josh Grant's extra point.
Grant out there for the extra point now. Unbelievable drive by the Jaguars. Lasted, I think, about 5 minutes. As the extra point goes up, it is good. We have a 20-14 ball game. The Flower Mound Jaguars leading it now. Going to take a short break and bring you back after this. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Flower Mound finally taking the lead in this ball game with 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The score 20-14 Flower Mound after an excellent run-in touchdown by backup quarterback number 8 Zach Welch in relief for Noble Newton. Kick off just about to get underway here. Number 36 Josh Grant puts it up, and that ball is caught in the backfield by Trace Cox. Cox moving up the middle. He's got plenty of room, and here he keeps going. He gets the ball to about the 39. Hold on, there is a flag down.
There's multiple flags down, and I think the umpire in the middle of the field actually threw his hat. And if you've already thrown your flag and you see another infraction, you throw your hat. So maybe 3 penalties on this play.
We could have a mess on our hands to dissect here, Cody.
But while they're dissecting it, that last Flower Mound drive, 13 plays, takes 5.5 minutes off the clock. They go 62 yards and take a 20-14 lead. They're getting Byron Nelson for a block below the waist. And they're going to get Flower Mound for a face mask, so those penalties should offset, and we'll re-kick.
And that's the work of an excellent color analyst, ladies and gentlemen, as he is able to decipher what went down there on that party of flags we saw on the return by Trace Cox. That ball will stay, it looks like, at about the 39.
Well, the right side judge threw his flag almost immediately. I guess that was the block below the waist. The left side judge threw his flag once Cox got to about the 35, and then the umpire threw his hat. So there was a lot going on.
I apologize. They're going to re-kick it after the offsetting penalties.
Only way to sort a mess out sometimes is just to redo it. So let's get going one more time.
Number 36, Josh Grant, lining up once again, letting his teammates know what's about to go down. Seen a couple pooch kicks tonight. Don't know if we'll see one here.
You might think Flower Mound may try to surprise Byron Nelson and get something. There's another pooch kick.
Grant puts it up. Cox gets the ball. He's going to take the ball. He's going to find another hole. Once again, all the way to the 39. I think he spent about half that drive in the air being lifted to the 39. Excellent run there. And he's able to get the Byron Nelson Bobcats in good field position with 21 seconds left in the third quarter.
Got to the 39, and the spot was the 38 before the penalty, so that was a true redo right there. They'll start about the same spot. First down and 10, and we will see if Flower Mound can continue to control the trenches on defense.
Little case of broadcaster deja vu there, as we pretty much saw the exact same thing go down. Preston Hare is out there with a pistol formation with Trace Cox to his right. 1 receiver on the right, 2 on the left. He takes the snap. Fake handoff. No, he's going to give it to Cox. Cox moves it up the middle. Gets about 2 yards before being brought down at the 41. And that should just about do it here for the third quarter.
We got number 40. That is Colton Pennington for Flower Mound. I want to say his foot may have gotten stepped on. He was limping around a little after that play, but he'll stay on the field.
Byron Nelson tries to get one more play in, but unfortunately that's going to bring the third quarter to an end. Your score, Flower Mound Jaguars 20 and the Byron Nelson Bobcats 14. We'll get back here with some fourth quarter action coming up next. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
A brisk Texas Friday Night Light football night here at NISD Stadium. Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst Cody Barfneck bringing you all the action of this 2015 season opener for the Flower Mound Jaguars as they lead the Byron Nelson Bobcats 20-14, opening up the fourth quarter, and Byron Nelson will have the ball at the 39. Preston Hare with Trace Cox to his left. Dual receivers out. He hands the ball off, fakes, and he's going to roll out to the right. He fooled the entire Flower Mound team. Unfortunately, does not have enough time before being brought up by number 45. Robert Darnell of the Flower Mound defense has to throw the ball away. He fooled everybody on the field, including myself.
He fooled me, too. Darnell was in hot pursuit. During this little break in the action, a bit of a stat rundown. Flower Mound passing Noble Newton 16-28 for 167 and a touchdown. Byron Nelson, Preston Hare, 5 of 11, 105, and 1 touchdown. He has not completed a pass in this second half. Flower Mound rushing, Noble Newton, 19 carries for 108 yards. He's already surpassed his full season total from last year.
Dual receivers to each side. Trace Cox lined up to the left in a pistol next to Hare. Flower Mound showing blitz, and they continue with the blitz. Byron Nelson holds him off with a long pass, and it's caught by Goy. Goy, he gets to the 20. He's finally brought down by Flower Mound at about the 16.
I think number 4, Devin Coleman, he was the primary guy in coverage. He made the tackle, but all he had to do was just turn around. I think he may have had a great chance in an interception, but he was almost fooled by the double move that Goy put on him.
Unfortunately, Flower Mound showed the blitz just a bit early, and Hare knew exactly what to do with that as he found Goy for a giant pass. Lines up in the pistol formation, dual receivers once again, the formation that seems to have been working for him all game. Trace Cox moves out to the right, gets to about the 25 before being brought down, bringing up second down.
I think that's our man Connor Lee again, and Connor Lee, he limps back to the middle of the field. I think we've had a lot of trouble with cramps. That's a common problem in the first game, but Lee is flying all over the field tonight.
Dual receivers right, pistol formation, Trace Cox to the left. He hands the ball off. No, he doesn't. He fakes it. He moves to the left. He's going to try and get a pass off. Oh, and it's almost intercepted by number 10, Bailey Smith of Flower Mound in the end zone as Hare tried to squeeze a pass in running out of time and decided he didn't want to take the ball himself.
And take a guess, Ryan, who was in Preston Hare's face when he threw that pass?
I want to say Connor Lee.
It was definitely Connor Lee. He is having a heck of a game so far, and he's going to be a special player these next couple years. He's only a sophomore.
Unbelievable that this kid's only a sophomore, and he's still got 3 years to go. Kid's going places. Pistol formation to the right, 1 receiver to the right, 3 to the left. Hare takes the snap, drops back. He's looking to the right, and he's got him. And look at that, Trace Cox in there for a touchdown for the Byron Nelson Bobcats. Put 6 more on the board. He had all day to catch that one.
That was a heck of a play and an even better look by Preston Hare. He faked the sneak to the inside, and that freed up Cox on the outside, and that was an even better catch. It was a good toe tap in the back of the end zone. A perfectly placed ball by Preston Hare.
That was actually caught by number 3, Pascal Mondombo, who's played a little bit of offense and defense Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize. That it's about as hard as I've ever seen number-wise to call the game from up here.
It has black numbers on black jerseys.
Making it pretty difficult for us. However, they do get the 6 points for a pass to Pascal Mondambo. And the extra point is up and good, bringing the score to 21-20. Byron Nelson Bobcats. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to the Flower Mound football. Oh, wait, excuse me. Sorry, we have a flag on the play.
Little bit of extra pushing and shoving going on in the trenches. I'm not sure who they're going to get for a personal foul, but it's definitely going to be somebody that was on the offensive or defensive line. We'll see what the official has to say.
Let them get this sorted out, and then we'll go to break. May just keep it here.
Going to get a personal foul on Flower Mound.
That'll be declined.
I didn't hear the number, but a personal foul, yeah, they're going to mark. I'm not sure if it's going to be enforced on the kickoff. It'll almost have to be.
It looks like that's the case. And we're just going to go ahead and keep it here due to the penalty not giving us time to pay for the broadcast, if you will, with our lovely sponsors. Let me go ahead and read you. We want to thank the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra and the GDYO Jazz Institute. Check out gdyo.org to learn more about this amazing group, including when your next chance is to enjoy a little cultural experience with your family without breaking the bank.
That scoring drive for Byron Nelson, just 5 plays and spanning 57 yards. So Byron Nelson still living by the big play in the second half. Flower Mound, we'll see what they can do with their approach.
Got ourselves about 10:43 left in the fourth quarter. Bobcats leading 21-20. This game's closer than ever and a lot closer than it was last year.
And I did misspeak earlier, that 15-yard personal foul penalty going against Byron Nelson, so that'll back the kickoff up to their own 25-yard line.
Shank does not have the towel out there. I guess they don't allow him that on the kickoff. He's going to line up anyway, get his team ready, get set. Back in the backfield for Flower Mound, we have number 2, Brendan Alves, and number 4, Devin Coleman. Alves gets the ball. He's going to take it up the middle. He gets to about the 35 before being brought down.
They may have actually brought in number 1, Hayden Hauser, to return that kickoff.
Backup quarterback Hayden Hauser, number 1, returning that kick. Interesting call there by Coach Johnson, trying to get everybody in, I guess.
I'm not sure how far down the depth chart he is as a quarterback. He's listed as a quarterback/defensive back, but he's been at receiver, he's been at running back, he's been at kick returner. He's kind of been the jack of all trades here tonight so far.
I mean, why not, right? Use him if you got him. Is that Noble Newton back in the game yet? He's turned away from me.
I believe that is Noble Newton.
Noble Newton is back in the game, and he takes a quick snap, gives it over to number 2, Brendan Alves. Alves trying to run to the left side, out wide. He is brought down for a 2-yard loss on the play. Trying to do a little trickery there. Unfortunately, the Byron Nelson Bobcats say no.
A little jet sweep by Alves going in front of Noble Newton. Set him in motion and almost a direct snap to Alves, a pitch out to him. And Byron Nelson had very good speed off the edge. I think that was Luke Livingston, the defensive end, was able to get out there and hold Alves to no gain.
Coach Johnson back to where he started. Noble Newton at QB. Chase Lemke as the tight end. He moves the ball quickly over to the right, but that ball is deflected. And that's going to be an incomplete pass as Ackle Baird able to come in and swat that one away before he even had a chance to get it over to number 7, Dylan Gorlick.
He had Gorlick open, and he had a good block from Hauser in front of him. Just a tremendous play by Beard to get that ball.
Flower Mound looking to the sidelines for the playbook. They've had a couple drives recently that have taken quite some time, but unfortunately they're at 3rd and 10 right now at the 35-yard line. They need to make something happen here if they want a chance to even this one out or maybe get a lead. Takes the snap back in the shotgun, looking to his right. He's going to find number 43, Chase Lemke, but it's going to go through Lemke's hands. Incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down, ball on the 35 once again.
After the last few drives for Flower Mound, that's definitely not something that Coach Johnson and his staff wanted to see, is a 3 and out. So now it's really going to be up to Flower Mound's defense to get this ball back.
Josh Grant back there to punt. He's been quite active tonight with that leg. 9:55 to go in the fourth quarter of the first game of the 2015 Texas High School District 6A football season. Snap is back, punt is away. It's going to go about to the 38.
Joe Greetman, the returner, number 8, he's got to be kicking himself. He called for a fair catch. I think he believed that number 20, Brady Watkins for Flower Mound, was a lot closer than he was, but he actually had about a 10 or 15-yard gap. He probably wants that one back, and he could have had a decent return.
He probably could have, but unfortunately sometimes that happens, and we see it here tonight in the first game of the season. That's going to bring out the Flower Mound Jaguar offense, led by the Trophy Club Byron Nelson offense, led by their quarterback number 12, Preston Hare. Trace Cox lined up to the left of him with dual receivers at each side. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to give the ball over to number 11, Tyler Milliken, before he is pushed out of bounds at about the 45, bringing up second down, about 5 to go.
Yeah, Clatterbaugh, number 15, he was actually on the backside. He had great closing speed for Flower Mound to run Watkins out of bounds. Or Willikin out of bounds, excuse me. And it's going to be a big second down here for Flower Mound's defense.
Pistol formation with Trace Cox to left. Hare takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Cox. Cox is going to get stopped quick by number 44, the sophomore, Connor Lee, who is just having a huge game to open up this season. He is everywhere, including all over that play, able to bring him down for a no gain and no loss on the play.
He's easily playing above his years. He's a 15-year-old. He's a sophomore, and he's just absolutely been dominant on the defensive side of the ball. Byron Nelson's kind of changing the play up a little bit here. They're kind of taking a break from their fast tempo, and now Preston Hare's ready to go.
Trips receivers to the right. Pistol formation with Cox to the left. He takes the snap, throws it over to Willikin, and that ball is caught for a gain of 2 before going out of bounds. Milliken.
Got Milliken. They're actually going to move the chains. They'll give him about 4 yards. And Flower Mound's going to have to bat down the hatches here because Byron Nelson going on a long drive at this point of the game could ice it.
Gets the first down. Pistol formation to the left. Trips receivers on the right. Lone receiver on the left. Hare takes the snap. Hands it off to Cox. Cox up the middle. Finds a hole. Able to get 5 yards out of the play before being brought down by number 32.
I think that's going to be...
Excuse me, not number 32, number 52.
Yeah, that's going to be Balin Smith, who played offensive line last series. He's playing both ways as well. A lot of shuffling going on from Coach Polk and Coach Johnson in this game.
Hare checks out of the play. Trips receivers to the right. Cox, as always, in the pistol formation to the left. A lone receiver on the left as well. He's going to hand that ball off to Cox. Cox is going to move to the right side. Look for a hole. Sweeps, unable to find it. Looks like he's got enough for the first down, though. Are they going to give it to him?
And Connor Lee again. He came all the way from the backside around the edge and was able to chase down Cox from behind.
They're going to spot him right about a yard shy.
I think they're going to give him the first down.
No, they're going to move the chains. First down for the Bobcats. 8:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Flower Mound needs to get a stop here to get some clock back. Their drives usually take about 5 minutes to get a touchdown. At least that's how it's been today. Hare lined up with the pistol formation to the right. Dual receivers on each side. He takes the snap. Fake handoff. Passes it over. Completes the pass. Moves about to the 46 before being brought down. The 36 before being brought down by Flower Mound.
That's Mondombo, the wide receiver number 3. On the near side of the field. He's somebody he had a touchdown catch earlier, but somebody we thought we might hear more of. He actually has some UT interest.
Mondombo, definitely one of the all-stars on this team. We heard a lot about him before the game. We're definitely starting to see him being used in the latter half of this one. Hare lined up the pistol formation with Cox to the right. Dual receivers on each side. He takes the snap. He's looking to the left, and he's going to go to the left. Milliken makes the catch, and I believe he was in, as he gets it down to about the 7-yard line unbelievable throw and even more unbelievable catch by Milliken.
Man, that was just a back shoulder fade route that Milliken ran. Preston Hare put the ball on his back shoulder just out of reach of Bailey Smith, the corner for Flower Mound, and it's going to be first down and goal inside the 10 for the Byron Nelson Bobcats.
Milliken standing at 6'1", towered over the cornerback on that one. Pistol formation to the right. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. He takes the snap. Hare does. Hands it off to Cox. Cox moves up the middle for about a gain of 2 before being brought down by number 44, Connor Lee, once again for the Flower Mound Jaguar defense.
It's going to be, the scoreboard has third down, but it's going to be second down and 5 for Byron Nelson at the 5-yard line. This is going to be where Flower Mound really digs down deep and wins the battle in the trenches.
About 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Deep in the red zone is the Bobcats. Pistol formation to the left. He takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Cox. Cox moves in. He's pushing. And he gets to about the 3-yard line before being brought down to bring up third down with about 2 to go to trying to extend the Bobcat lead.
Man, that was almost another botched snap. The snap went in between Hare and Trace Cox, and Hare had to reach over with one hand to keep it from getting by him. That would have been just disastrous for Byron Nelson.
Disaster it definitely would have. We saw it happen to Flower Mound earlier inside the red zone. Pistol formation to the left for Byron Nelson. Double receivers to the right. He's going to take it himself, Hare is, and he's going to walk easily, untouched, into the end zone, extending the Bobcat lead. Touchdown, Byron Nelson, and the student section going absolutely wild.
Yeah, just a straight quarterback keeper on third down and goal for Byron Nelson. Preston Hare runs straight to the left side. His receivers in the slot, that would be Modambo and Kyle Loving, had good blocks on the corners for Flower Mound, and Hare was able to walk in untouched. Bobcats up by 6.
Bobcats started this drive at the beginning of the quarter and were able to make it last and make it count as Shank going up there to hit the PAT, and he does, bringing the score to 28-20 Bobcats with 6:22 left to go in the game. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
Welcome back to Justin, Texas, as we are at NISD Stadium watching this District 6A first game of the season matchup between the Byron Nelson Bobcats and the Flower Mound Jaguars. Bobcats currently leading 28-20 after that touchdown drive.
10-play drive for Byron Nelson, 52 yards, but they made it last about 4.5 minutes. Flower Mound still in a position to tie this game, but they will need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to do so.
Shank all set to take the kick. Here he goes. Ball is up, and it's back. That ball is going to be taken by number 1, Hayden Hauser. Once again, the backup quarterback. He's going to get the ball about the 23 before being brought down by the Trophy Club Byron Nelson defense.
A 62-yard drive, rather, for Byron Nelson. A fairly good mix of runs and passes. Preston Hare completing passes to Tyler Milliken. Trace Cox having a few runs of 5 yards or more, 3 runs of 5 yards or more. The big play, the Preston Hare 27-yard pass on 2nd and 3 for a first down, and then he capped it off with a 3-yard touchdown scamper.
That's going to bring the Flower Mound Jaguar offense back to the field. Once again, Noble Newton behind center. Trips receivers to the right, 1 lone receiver to the left. And Newton's back in the backfield alone. Limke lined up in the tight end slot. He takes the snap, looks to his right. He's going to take it himself like he's done. Oh, and he is just hammered.
I think that's Brandon Bowen, the defensive end.
Brandon Bowen just hammers Noble Newton, and you got to believe Coach Johnson Getting a little worried seeing his starting quarterback take a hit like that.
And Bowen had some kind of a stinger or something. He ran off the field with his left arm dangling, and he is now down on the sideline. Play will resume.
Noble Newton behind center, trips receivers to the right, and we have a...
And they're calling the officials timeout for Bowen. He's down in a heap on the Byron Nelson sideline. He looks like he's in a lot of pain.
He definitely put a cream on Noble Newton on that one. I can see why he could be in pain. He's being attended to now by the coaches. Official checking on him. Not seeing any... Okay, he's back up on his feet.
Maybe just had a stinger. He was an arm tackle on Noble Newton. He hit him very hard. I think it may be a stinger.
Maybe get the wind knocked him out of him a bit. He got back to the sideline and immediately went down, rousing the concern of the officials.
It's not something you want to see if you're a fan, well, a fan of either team rather, but especially for Byron Nelson, a big-time prospect as Bowen. He's made his presence felt here in key situations tonight.
5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this ball game, folks. If Flower Mound wants to make a move, they need to do it now. Noble Newton behind center, trips to the right. He's going to take it himself up the field like he's done repeatedly. He's found holes. He's moving. He's still moving. He gets to about the 36 before finally being brought down by Byron Nelson. We've seen Newton move the ball a lot. He's averaging probably about 5 yards a carry.
About a 13-yard run for Newton. He was met in the backfield quickly, but he got away from it and picked up a good first down for Flower Mound.
Flower Mound moving quick. He's going to hand the ball off. No, he's not. Yeah, he's going to give it to Ifeanyi Uwaze, and he's going to get to about the 50 before being brought down. Uzawahe is. We've seen him in there a couple times this game. And it looks like number 7, Dylan Gorlick. I think he's got a cramp going on. I can see him moving his legs quite repeatedly.
I think he got dead-legged a little bit by Uzawa. Uzawa came down right on his back, right. I want to say on his calf of his left leg, and he may have just dead-legged him a little bit.
He's laying on the ground right now. Trainer's attending to him.
He's moving his toes around, so it doesn't seem like there's any structural damage. I think it was just a heck of a lick there that Uzawa put on him.
Game getting pretty physical here as we get into the latter half. About 5:08 remaining. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Number 7, Dylan Gorlick, walks off the field with a jog at his own free will. Good to see as Flower Mound quickly gets back into their formation. Noble Newton hands the ball off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe gets about 2 yards before being abruptly brought down at the 52. Unfortunately, Uzawahe not able to get that many yards tonight. He seems to be blocked pretty early on.
And I don't see Bowen. Actually, Bowen is back on the field. That tackle, though, just made by Tristan Allen. He is a reserve defensive end for Byron Nelson.
Noble Newton, the shotgun. Uzawahe behind him. Newton goes out to the left. He's rolling. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get the first down and more. Brings the ball to about the 37 before being brought down. That's going to bring up a first down for the Jaguars as they move closer and closer to the red zone. With 4:27 left to go, down by 8.
And I can't decide if that was a straight run by Newton or not. He was rolling out to a near side of the field, and it looked like it was a bit of an option play with Uzawahe, but Newton kept the ball himself. It may have been a called quarterback keeper, but it works, and it's a first down for the Jaguars.
I formation with Uzawahe behind Newton. Newton takes the ball from shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe up the middle. He's going to get about 1 yard before being brought down. Unfortunately, we've seen it all game. Uzawahe just not able to make much of his carries. He's probably averaging about 1.5 yards today.
Joe Grootman, number 8, the outside linebacker, senior outside linebacker for Byron Nelson, the first team all-district pick last year. He was very quick to get up the field and bring down Zwahe and keep it to only a yard.
Once again in the I formation, dual receivers to each side with Chase Lemke out in the tight end spot. He's going to hand the ball off to Uzawahe. Uzawahe moves to the left. He finds a little bit of a hole, but that's quickly clogged up by Byron Nelson. And there's going to be no gain on the play, bringing up 3rd down with about 9 to go. Ball on the 35. 3:19 left in the game.
Yeah, Zwahe, he cut back across the field. He was initially supposed to go out in the alley on the near side of the field, but he cut back towards the middle, and he didn't have much support from his offensive line as the linebackers were able to converge on him and keep it to a 3rd and 8 at the 35, just under 3 minutes to play here.
Uzawahe comes off the field. You got to believe they're going to put the ball in the air. Trips receivers to the left, duel to the right. In the shotgun is Noble. Noble drops back, looking to his left. He's going for the pass. Oh, and it just sails over the head of number 3, Desmond Joy, unable to complete the pass, and that's going to bring up 4th down. An interesting situation here for Coach Johnson.
And I'm not sure. Connor Lee just came onto the field, and I believe Coach Johnson is going to go for it. I'm not sure of Josh Grant's leg, but this is a spot on the field where you can't afford a field goal here with 2:47 to go.
2:47 left of the game. Trips receivers to the right. This could be it here, folks. Double receivers to the left. In the shotgun, Noble checks out. Does not like what he sees from Byron Nelson's defense. Calls out the new play. Drops back in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He's looking to his left. He's going to try and take it himself. He's found a hole. Unfortunately, not going to be enough. He only gets about 4 yards on the play. A turnover on downs with 2:39 left to go. Byron Nelson's defense just too much for number 17, Noble Newton.
And Brandon Bowen actually had a very high vertical leap to get right in Newton's face. Newton was able to duck under that and get to the outside, but with all of his receivers blanketed, he had nowhere to go and was met by a host of Bobcats.
Flower Mound defense needs to get a quick turnaround here and a stop in order to get the ball back with some time left on the clock. They're down by 8, 28-20, 2:39 to go. Ball on the 31 for Byron Nelson. It all comes down to this drive, folks.
One thing we haven't seen in this game yet is a turnover. We haven't seen an interception or a fumble yet in this game, and that's going to be something that Flower Mound has to have in this situation.
That pistol formation we've seen all game to the left with Trace Cox. Preston Hare takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, try and run some clock out, and he gets it to about the 35 before being brought down by number 45, Robert Darnell.
Darnell was in on the stop, and I think contact was also made by number 68, Darrell Rutherford, the junior defensive lineman.
A timeout called by Flower Mound, I believe. We're going to take it with them as it's 2:26 left to go in the game. Bobcats leading 28-20. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
2:32 left to go in this one, folks. Bobcats lead 28-20, and they have the ball. Pistol formation to the right. Trace Cox. Hare takes the snap, hands it off to Cox. Cox runs it up the field. He's going to get about 2 yards shy of the first down. Ball at the 38.
Johnson took another timeout. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. Johnson was quick. He was running out to the official, almost out to the numbers to call his second timeout.
I think we've just about paid for this quarter, so we're going to keep it right here and kind of break down what's going on. 2:26 left in the game. Flower Mound down by 8. 3rd down with 3 yards to go. This next play is a big one for the Jaguars.
And Flower Mound's defense so far in this game, they've let some 3rd down plays get away from them, so they're going to have to somehow come up. And I don't think Byron Nelson is in a position where they could gamble and go for it if they don't make it here on 3rd down, because it would be too costly if they didn't make it. So I believe if Flower Mound can somehow get a stop on 3rd down, they're going to get the ball back here with probably by that time a little less than 2:10 to go.
We've seen Flower Mound move the ball up the field quickly in the air. If they can just get this stop right here, folks, we may see that again.
And the question is here for Byron Nelson, do you stick true to your guns and ride Trace Cox, or do you try to put the ball in the air?
I formation or pistol formation to the right. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Cox. Cox gets the ball, and it looks like, yes, he is going to get the 1st down by maybe a hair. It could be close.
And that could be the dagger that Byron Nelson was looking for.
Looking to the officials for the call, and they're going to spot it right at the 41.
He may be about a yard short.
And it looks like he is going to be short.
They're going to mark it a yard short. So
wow, unbelievable, folks. Big stop.
This is definitely going to be a decision. I mean, it's not even a yard. It's probably 4 or 5 inches short. This is going to be a big-time decision for Coach Polk and Byron Nelson.
Timeout called once again. And we're going to take this one with them. We'll be right back. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute. Online at gdyo.org/jazz.
28-20, folks. Bobcats leading over the Flower Mound Jaguars. 1:50 left in this one. 4th down, 1 yard to go. Ball at the 38. This could be the game right here. Pistol formation to the left. Hare, he calls a check. He's audibling out of it. He doesn't like what he sees from the Flower Mound defense.
Maybe trying to draw him off sides.
Lines up again in the shotgun. Pistol to the left. Trying to draw him off. He doesn't. Hands the ball off to Cox. No, he's going to keep it himself. Oh, my gosh. Preston Hare. Wow. A quarterback sneak getting him the 1st down and an extra 10 yards. Preston Hare fakes everybody out, including the entire Flower Mound defense, and opens up the backfield for himself to gain about 15 yards on the play, moving the chains and most likely ending this ball game.
And Connor Lee, he came off the edge. The only time he's been fooled all night, and he had a bead drawn on Trace Cox and probably would have made the stop to give the ball back to Flower Mound. But a very good play fake by Hare, and it's a 1st down, and they may have just put this game on ice.
They did. 1:16 left in the game. They're in the knee formation, if whatever you want to call it.
Victory formation.
Yeah, victory formation, if you will. Preston Hare takes the knee. 1:08 to go. 28-20 Bobcats. And this one was just about as close as you could get
and this
for
is
the
just
Jaguars.
The one thing I look back on, well, we can get into this more in the post-game show, but this is just going to be a tough one to swallow for Flower Mound as their fans start to head for the exits with a little bit of a drive to get back home, and one that Flower Mound didn't want to let get away, but just fell short.
Clock running thin at 38 seconds. Byron Nelson once again in the victory formation. Takes another knee, Preston Hare does, and let us go back to that play by Preston Hare. I believe we have the actual yardage now.
And I don't believe Byron Nelson has to snap it again as they are lining up for the post-game handshake.
They're going to let the clock run out. It's still going, but the celebration has ensued for the Bobcats. Tough one to swallow if you're the Jaguars, but you know what? Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, and unfortunately it's the latter of the two tonight for the Jaguars. Your final score, the Byron Nelson Bobcats 28 and the Flower Mound Jaguars 20. We're going to come back with the In Command Broadcasting post-game show. You're listening to Flower Mound Football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management. The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Writer Gerald Early said that when they study our civilization 2,000 years from now, there will only be 3 things that Americans will be known for: the Constitution, baseball, and jazz music. GDYO's Jazz Institute provides young musicians in North Texas the opportunity to learn what it means to be a jazz musician through weekly technique classes and combo rehearsals with professional jazz musicians. From the first note to the final round of applause, GDYO Jazz Institute concerts will amaze and delight both hardcore jazz cats and new fans alike. Learn more about the truly original American art form through the GDYO Jazz Institute, online at gdyo.org/jazz.
In Command Broadcasting, a sports TV broadcasting and marketing company. In Command Broadcasting provides a wide array of turnkey video production and streaming services. In Command services include filming of sporting events, season highlights, school graduations, corporate infomercials, and documentaries. In Command streams your sporting event or company function over the internet live or on demand. Call 972-851-7888 to raise the energy of your next event. In Command Broadcasting, 972-851-7888.
The celebrations still ensuing for the Byron Nelson Bobcats here at NISD Stadium as they take the opener of the 2015 high school football season 28-20 over the Flower Mound Jaguars. Not the way Flower Mound would have liked to start their season, but nonetheless it happens to the best of them, and that's just another case of that here tonight, Cody.
It definitely is. It's a tough one for the Jaguars to take. I know that they wanted to get their season started on a positive note, but they have a lot of good takeaways from tonight. After last year, it was a wild contest last year. Not much defense played on either side of the ball, but tonight each team definitely made some key stops. And as far as statistics from tonight's game goes, it was pretty even across the board. Flower Mound actually outgained Byron Nelson 361 to 283. Flower Mound came across with 22 first downs to only 10 for Byron Nelson. 28 rushes for 79 yards for the Bobcats, 39 for 161 for Flower Mound. Most of that coming on the legs of Noble Newton. He finished with 23 carries for 136 yards, good for 6.2 yards per carry. Penalties, there were not many of those tonight. Flower Mound had 4 for 15, Byron Nelson 2 for 20, and not including the offsetting fouls that we had earlier, and more importantly, no turnovers in this game by either side.
No turnovers, and kind of shocking to see. Saw a couple missed snaps that could have easily led to turnovers, but luckily the teams were able to recover somewhat well. Just want to take a moment to remind everybody you're listening to the In Command Broadcasting postgame show, and that Flower Mound Jaguars football is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, on Twitter at Champion Sports and Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Also online at ChampionSportsRadio.com. We're going to take a short break here in the In Command Broadcasting postgame show. We're going to come back and hit you with some scoreboard updates from around District 6A. You're listening to Flower Mound Jaguar football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
One thing before we go to break that I want to key on, Ryan, we earlier we talked about key moments in this game and momentum and everything like that. Right before halftime, Flower Mound had a drive that got their momentum back. When they came back, that botched snap on the long drive when they were at about the 5-yard line seemed like it was just the nail. I don't want to say the nail in the coffin, but it just seemed like all the wind came out of Flower Mound sails, and they just fought to get it back the rest of the night, and they just couldn't give it.
Unfortunately, that was a key play, but sometimes it just goes that way. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what happened around the district, some interesting scores, and some interesting games. You're listening to Flower Mound football on the Champion Sports Radio Network.
Hey, honey, why are you home so late?
Don't even get me started.
Did Sally come in late again today?
Sally comes in late every day. Pete can't stay off the internet, and Roger does everything but his job. It gets so frustrating. My employees can't be accountable for their own actions.
You need to contact Strategic Direct Solutions, LLC. My company has been using SDS for years, and they have totally upgraded several positions for us.
That sounds like a great idea and a great solution.
Make sure your company has the best employees.
That's right, in the best positions, so your organization can achieve success. Strategic Direct Solutions is a staffing solutions firm which has been supporting small to Fortune 500 companies across North America, providing great talent.
Visit us on the web at www.sdsllc.com or call us at 972-355-7500 extension 305.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides Southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Point of Origin Design is your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. Point of Origin Design is a full-service design and logo creation company that offers a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. It's always best to start at the right point, so visit them online at pointoforigindesign.com. Let them help you plan your next promotional item or design your next t-shirt. That's online at pointoforigindesign.com.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow at Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Well, welcome back to the In Command Broadcasting post-game show. We're just about wrapping things up here from NISD Stadium in Justin, Texas, as the Flower Mound Jaguars fall in their season opener 28-20 over the Byron Nelson Bobcats. Ryan Medlin alongside my color analyst, Cody Barfneck. We're going to take a quick look around the district and see what happened tonight as far as 6A goes. Cody?
District 6-6A was very competitive tonight, and one of the bigger games in the state of Texas, we had the Allen Eagles with their 43-game winning streak on the line at home at the newly opened Eagle Stadium in Allen, taking on the Denton Guyer Wildcats. And as of right now, that is late in the fourth quarter. Allen is in the red zone, and they have a 42-16 lead over Denton Guyer. So it looks as if Allen has that wrapped up, and they will have a 44-game win streak in Game 1 of the post-Kyler Murray era. Moving on a little bit to the Plano West Wolves. They are taking on the Mesquite Skeeters at Hanby Stadium, and that is final. That was a 33-14 Plano West victory over Mesquite. So 2-0 so far for District 6-6A. Heading over to Carrollton at Hawk Stadium at Hebron High School, the Coppell Cowboys taking on the Hebron Hawks. And late in that ball game as well, it is a 20-13 lead for Coppell. So the Cowboys in a very defensive battle. Each of those teams are very, very heavy on defense, and tonight was no different. It's a great start to the season for Coppell. They had a good season last year. Hebron 2-8 last year. I know they wanted to get that win to start 2015 off on a positive note, but a good win for Coppell nonetheless. Moving over to Clark Stadium in Plano. John Tyler against the Plano Wildcats. Our boss, Thomas D. Lee, is on the call over there with his partner, Ryan Mueller. And the Plano Wildcats actually come away a 35-17 winner over a very good John Tyler team. I don't want to say a bit of a surprise because Plano and John Tyler both had good seasons. Last year. And it was a very good start for the Wildcats. And I know a 35-17 win is exactly how they wanted to start their season off. They got to see a great game over there. Our other part of our crew got to see a hotly contested game. Plano pulls away late and wins 35-17. Heading over to Mansfield ISD Stadium, the Marcus Marauders taking on the Mansfield Tigers, and the Marauders come away with a 27-17 victory. So Ryan, you'll get to see a 1-0 Marauders team next week. That'll be a fun game to watch. They had a great game tonight. Their defense played extremely well. Offense played extremely well too. And our last game in District 6-6A, the Plano East Panthers have defeated Lake Highlands at Kimbrough Stadium 36-14. So it's a good night for District 6-6A.
Definitely a good night across the board, except unfortunately for the Flower Mound Jaguars as they fell 28-20 to the Byron Nelson Bobcats. You're listening to the In Command Broadcasting postgame show on the Champion Sports Radio Network. We're going to come back and wrap things up here from NISD Stadium.
Rapid Med Urgent Care Center in Highland Village provides southern Denton County families with state-of-the-art emergency medical care right in your neighborhood. From checkups to broken bones, school vaccinations, sports physicals, and more, you can count on Rapid Med for all of your medical needs. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through the IMPACT program in partnership with the Texas Health Sports Network. Rapid Med Urgent Care Center is dedicated to providing you with quality care quickly. Visit rapidmed.com.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite Which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing Which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your Which made while you're on the way.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, Jeff here, founder of Which Superior Sandwiches. At Which we didn't invent the ordering system, we perfected it. The next level of perfection, our Which ordering app for iPhone and Android lets you create your favorite which, like the Wicked with 5 meats and 3 cheeses, the vegetarian black bean patty, or tons of others. Just order, walk in, and boom, your amazing which is waiting for you, instead of the other way around. So why wait? Download our Which ordering app and have your which made while you're on the way.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Welcome back to the In Command Broadcasting postgame show. Ryan Medlin alongside Cody Barfneck, bringing you a wrap-up edition of this ball game. Flower Mound Jaguars falling to the Byron Nelson Bobcats 28-20 in a one that came really down to the wire for this one, as Flower Mound unable to convert, and Preston Hare extending that final drive for the Bobcats to keep the clock running and eventually in the game.
Yeah, Ryan, you're right. And I think if you talk about key plays all throughout the game, that has to be up near the top of the list. I think, honestly, and Flower Mound fans are going to hate to hear this, but I think my biggest play of the game was the botch snap down at about the 5-yard line. If Flower Mound could have held on, they had a heck of a drive going. If they could have scored right there, the game may have been tied late. You never know, but I think that was my biggest play of the game. That was just absolutely a killer for Flower Mound.
Talk about biggest play of the game. Let's move on to the biggest players of the game. We're going to pick an offensive player of the game and a defensive player of the game. Cody, let's start with the defense. Who would you say really shined out there defensively?
Well, as far as that goes, for choosing a player of the game, I like to focus on the player that I call, the name that we call the most, and that was definitely Connor Lee tonight. He's only a sophomore. He's a 15-year-old kid. I mean, he's just an absolute animal on the football field. He's not terribly huge. He wasn't blessed by size, but he still has room to grow. I mean, there's no reason why by the time he's a junior, this kid can't be 6'1", 6'2", 225 pounds. And I think he's going to be a very high recruit in the linebacker position by the time he's done here at Flower Mound.
Once again, I'm filling in for Eli Jordan tonight on the call, so I won't be able to see this Connor Lee progress throughout the season. We will see him in the matchup between Marcus and Flower Mound later on in the season, and I cannot wait to see how much he's progressed since then. Let's move on to the offensive side of the ball. I think it's no question who gets this, but I want to hear your thoughts on, Cody, who gets the offensive player of the game.
Right, and there were several notable performances tonight on both sides of the ball. Noble Newton surpassing his total rushing yards from all of last season. He had 23 carries for 136, and he was 16 of 31 passing for 167. But the guy who made the most out of each of his big moments tonight was definitely Preston Hare, the quarterback from Byron Nelson. He went 11 of 19, 204 yards, 2 touchdowns. He added 7 rushes for 39 yards and a touchdown for 3 total. He just made the most big plays for Byron Nelson, and he had that huge 4th down conversion at the end of the game that really iced it and won the game for the Bobcats.
Things started a bit shaky for Hare on the first play of the game. A snap went over his head, and it looked like things may not go his way, but eventually they ended up going so.
Definitely. He had a near botch snap near the end of the game when Byron Nelson was down near Flower Mound's goal line, but he had that amazing 54-yard touchdown pass to Dan Goy. He also had a 15-yard tiptoeing in the back of the end zone pass to Pascal Mondombo for a touchdown in the 4th quarter. And that 4th down conversion at the end iced it, and just a heck of a performance by Preston Hare tonight.
Looking forward to next week for the Jaguars. They meet up with Keller, who was their single win last season, Cody, and for what could be a good confidence booster for the Jaguars.
It could, and last year, they thought the same thing. It didn't really work out the way that they hoped the rest of the year, but Keller was a playoff team last year. They were big. They had a great season. And for Flower Mound to get that win last year, it boosted their confidence, and I think after this game, with their renewed defensive performance, with their performance in the trenches, with the performance of Noble Newton, and knowing that they can hold a good offensive team to numbers that they're less than used to, I think a win next week against Keller would just do wonders for Dane Johnson's team.
It's back to the drawing board for the Jaguars as they get ready to take on Keller next week, and that game will be at 7:30. Catch the pregame show beginning at 7, as always, for the Champion Sports Radio Network. Once again, Cody, thank you so much for tonight. I enjoyed it, even though we did not get the outcome we may have wanted. It was a pleasure. Look forward to meeting up with you later on in our broadcasting careers for the Flower Mound and Marcus matchup.
It was it's going to be a great year. I think Marcus is already off to a great start. Flower Mound, I think, is going to do some special things the rest of this season. I'm looking forward to the Mound Showdown. I'm definitely looking forward to next week's home opener at Neil Wilson Stadium for the Jaguars.
Well, everybody, it may not have been the night that Flower Mound wanted, but nonetheless, it was a game to kind of see where they are at. Jaguars fall to the Bobcats 28-20 from NISD Stadium. For Cody over here and Ryan over here, thank you guys, and good night.